And time will expire. They've been top all year long. The number 1 seed, the division champs, always with an air of inevitability to it. The Memphis Americans, they take home the championship.
Kelsey Keon. She's got Jones to her right. She'll keep it herself. Step over. She's nuts. She shoots. She scores! Oh, and now the clothes are coming off.
there, but nothing doing.
And Memphis dominating the possession, but Columbus dominating the scoreboard.
And I think, at this point, Columbus is happy for that. Just, hey, we'll give you the ball. We'll take the goal.
Columbus happy to stay compact in their 1-2-2. Not doing a lot of chasing. Let Memphis having a lot of the periphery here in the first period as we're down now to around 3.5 minutes to go in the opening stanza. There's a ball driven in. Oh, there's a nice redirect, but right at Rancho. I think to either side of her would have at least tasked the goalkeeper with making some sort of an effort. There's a ball by Carly Banks. She tries to drive that through on the far side run, but that is well played by the Memphis Americans. And now we've got another long ball that is going to end up going all the way back to the near side inboards. Angel Haley will get that started back the other way.
You got to be happy if you're Columbus right now with this bend, not break mentality that they have going on. Let's see if it sustains.
There's a shot. Oh, just off the crossbar. That's blazed by Cheyenne Smith. Smith and Taylor White along the back line. She'll have another go at this. This is going to be wide for Bailey Tadlock. Chests it down. Can't get a good second touch of that. And now we see O'Connor working her way out of trouble, only just so, and was able to get it to Carly Banks on the far side. Banks with the outside of her boot. There's a ball knocked down with her arm, and that's going to be a handball on Cheyenne Smith.
Not malicious, just bounces up, hits her in the arm.
So a restart opportunity here. Will it be O'Connor or will it be Carly Banks? From this distance, you've got enough for an up and over. There's the one touch by O'Connor. O'Connor with a shot, and that's going to go up and just over the plexiglass for a restart for the Memphis Americans. So Memphis continues to throw everything but the kitchen sink. There really hasn't been a lot of stress on the Memphis goal. Shots right now 6-1 in favor of Memphis, but it was that one beautiful counterattack that is the difference in this game thus far. O'Connor stripping Bruna. Not many places to go but to the near boards. The Americans nicely done. Cheyenne Smith.
Carly Banks has to be proud of herself and her club right now. That's all I'm going to say.
Here's Elizabeth Vega. Catches one in the ankle, but maintains possession. Alexis Cat with a drive. That's deflected. Oh, Bruna was hoping to be able to bring that down. It's a little too high. I think she would have been whistled for a high kick had that been the case. And now we've got a player down on along the boards. That's going to be Carly Smoltz with an ankle injury. 1:01 left to go in the first quarter, and she's going to get some treatment. If that name sounds familiar, help us a little history.
The legend, John Smoltz. Yes, there is a relation there. So if you're wondering, yes, that is the same Smoltz. So.
And if you're wondering, I don't know if you're related to George C. Scott, Brody Scott.
Scott is one of those names where you get tossed around, and yes, probably. Going back to the match here, Tim, keep giving them praise because, yes, they deserve it right now. Columbus defense is just rock solid there at the back end. I would think, hey, listen, we'll catch you on a counter. It happened first time. They're 100% shooting average right now. So keep this back line as rock solid as you can. Bria Ranchit, she's fine. And yet she has all the help she needs back there.
Yeah, and what's important for a team on the road, typically in soccer, whether it be indoor or outdoor. Now, as you see, Carly Smoltz is being
carried
off. We'll see if she'll be able to get back in the game. That's actually Callie O'Connor that's carried her off. One thing that's important in soccer with travel teams, whether it be indoor or outdoor, oftentimes your bench is going to be shorter,
yes,
which means two things. One, if you are playing on the road, playing compact is going to make sense because your shifts might be a little bit longer. You might be asked to do a shift and a half. You're going to have to conserve energy. So no surprise that there's a 1 and then a compact 2-2 behind there. But also with Carly Smoltz taking a knock too, that could also cause a shift in the amount of time. Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully she'll get back because we want every team to be at their best when they're playing their matches. All right, under a minute now to go, and now no numbers, but Callie O'Connor still going to push forward here. She does get a look. There's a shot. There's a kick save by Angel Haley. Bicycle kick, not much mustard on it. Angel Haley repositioned well to pick it up, though. So crisis averted. So Callie O'Connor creating an opportunity. She didn't have numbers, so she just thought, well, I'll just out-dribble everybody and take it myself. So well done. There's a drive, and there's a header by Lauren Drawn. She comes flying in. And now we've got a collision between two Americans. There's a ball to O'Connor, and she goes near side. Oh, it just hits the outside of the bar. That was nearly 2-0 out of almost nothing. And here we are in the dying seconds of the first quarter, and it looks like this is how it will end, and indeed it will. We're through 15 minutes at the Lander Center. It's the Columbus Rapids 1, the Memphis Americans 0. We'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to the National Indoor Soccer League.
All right, fans, it is time to get on your feet and show off your best dance moves. Get ready. It's time for the dance cam.
Welcome back. We are wrapping up the intermission between the first and second period. The Memphis Americans here at Lander Center trail the Columbus Rapids 1-0. I am Tim Van Horn, Brody Scott with me, and a reminder, hey, when you're not at the game but are looking for game day eats, check out one of our great partners, the 10th Inning Bar and Grill at Snowden Grove, just around the corner. They got a menu that will go the distance, whether it's extra innings, overtime, or pregame. Check them out and tell them thanks for supporting the Memphis Americans. Shots on goal in the first period, Brody, 6 for Memphis, 1 for Columbus, and it came on the counterattack with a good bit of 1-2 work by a couple of the talented Rapids players.
Yeah, you know, you're going to miss Smoltz, who went out dealing with an ankle, it appears, still in the bench area there. But Carly Banks, she's got to be super proud of herself on that counterattack and of her club, not allowing anything in that defensive third.
There must be a magnet in the back of the goal at Lander Center for Carly Banks, because every time she shows up, she starts banging in goals. She is a terrific player. But if you're Corey Adamson at the end of the first quarter, I would think that you've got to be decently pleased other than the finished product.
Yeah, finding a way to break this defense, that's what Corey Adamson is going to have to figure out, and quickly at this point, because the frustration level is going to start setting in. You've tried to go over the top. You've tried to go around the sides. Nothing working to break this Columbus defense. It's going to be interesting what the new mentality is going into the second here.
And, it may just simply be more of the same. You just got to believe. But We'll see if there's any tweaks as we are underway in the second quarter. Second 15 minutes underway. There's a speculative ball that is sent in, just quizzing Columbus to see how they would handle that. There's another ball into the target. Ball is down to Molly. She will pull it down to Bruna. Now, ball cleared away, but right to Molly Martin. Molly Martin able to send it all the way back. And on the back line on this shift, Taylor White, Cheyenne Smith. Smith with the ball, drives a left-footed shot, and that's going to be way up and over for the restart for the Columbus Rapids. So you got Cheyenne Smith. You've also got Taylor White, and then you've got Bruna. You've also got Molly Martin, and also Elizabeth Vega for Memphis. And I think Mike Mears is going to call that foul. That was a few steps back. I think it took a couple of steps before you saw Olivia Taylor tumble. Some contact a little bit earlier on, so that'll be a restart.
We're going to see something interesting here, Tim, an attack from the Columbus that's not a counter.
Lauren Mitchell with the ball into the corner, takes a big high hop claimed by the Memphis goalkeeper, Angel Haley. We're keeping an eye also on the Columbus bench, and they're still working on Carly Smoltz. We'll see if she does get back in at some point in this match. She got injured early, but maybe if they can get her stabilized, maybe she can give them some minutes. The ball in for Molly Martin. She sends that across to Vega. Overcooked that one, but no worries, says Taylor White. She says, I've got that. She'll send it to Angel Haley. And back over to Cheyenne Smith. This is the women's match, and of course, following up, the men will be right here in the Lander Center as part of the doubleheader, which is what we always, that's how we roll in the NISL. Here comes Carly Banks. She's got O'Connor to the left. It's onto her right foot. There's a drive. Head high save, though. That was easy for Angel Haley. Now colliding into Sparks. O'Connor maintains possession. Good job. A one touch to try to drive it cross field. Carly Banks is blocked by a pair of Americans. Columbus maintaining possession. Gets into a crowd of Americans. Good team defense, though, to slow things down. And now Angel Haley smartly plays the one touch. I think two touches. That third touch would have been in the net. She played that very smartly.
Yeah, you don't want those balls. If you're Angel Haley at this point, you're going to say, okay, guys, listen, I understand. We need to move the ball around.
Bailey Tadlock able to get that over to Louise McGirt. McGirt with a drive left-footed just off of the post. That might have been edged over by Bria Rancho. She might have gotten a couple of fingertips to that. I used to play goalkeeper. We'll go ahead and say that she did.
Sure. Give the credit.
Did you get a hand on it? Absolutely. I did. Tanya Crahan for Tadlock. That is stripped down in the far corner. Three Americans converge on it, though, and Lauren drawn. Drops it back for Alexis Katz. She'll let fly from there if you give her some space. This time, though, she goes to drawn. There's a one-time attempt. Bailey Tadlock closed down, though. She can't get a shot off. Now, McGirt saves that for Crahan. Crahan could let fly from the top of the arc. Instead, she goes back across to Tadlock. Burying Columbus. Not allowed a line change here. 11 minutes to go in the second quarter, but still no fruit bearing off of the soccer tree for the Americans. There's Crahan into the corner. That does stay in. It is knocked down by Utsi. And now Kat over to Crahan. Alexis Kat on the near side. Walks it up for Bailey Tadlock. Some physical play by Columbus. To their credit, they're able to come away with it, but only as far back as the Memphis Americans, and they'll drop that all the way back to Angel Haley to get a line shift.
Yeah, kudos to the Americans for coming back and retreating back to that defensive end so quickly this time.
There's a drive by Crayon, tipped up by Rancho. She can't corral it inside the box. Finally settled down, and that'll be knocked away by Megan Byers, and that will be out by deflection for a restart for Columbus.
But that counter, Columbus is just hammering that counterattack, doing it well too. So Americans finally able to quelch some of that.
Drawn only taking a short breather. She's back on the pitch. She's got some space on the far side. She's looking for Bruna or for Molly Martin. Cheyenne Smith. Back to Drawn. Left-footed ball into Molly Martin. Spins. Does she have room to do it? No, she does not. That's toe poked away by Erica Schultz. And now Cheyenne Smith and Taylor White will work the back line for Memphis. Now coming up on 9 minutes to play in the first half. Molly Martin with a drive, a rebound. Bruna can't corral that, and now that's a chance for Columbus for a spell of possession, but it's taken right away by Bruna. She creates her own turnover. She gets around one player. Far side, off the inside of the bar. That could have gone anywhere, but it did not go in the goal. And now Carly Banks. Carly Banks with an outlet pass. We'll see if Columbus can do anything with this or at least get a line change. Oh, nice stop turn
Footwork
by Cheyenne Smith. But look at this.
Wow.
Utsy's having none of it.
You know, Bruno wanted that one back there at the top, and she got it back. She also made her own chance there. So I have a feeling you're going to see some magic start to happen for the Americans here.
Sparks plays it back out. There's a drive, and that is blocked by Carly Banks. She had hands behind the back. Now Crayon with an entry ball. That gets all the way back out to the top of the arc, and for Carly Banks. Oh, nice turn. And here comes Megan Byers. Byers looking to go cross field with that, but only as far as to Kristen Sparks. Now, can Memphis make some hay of this?
No numbers, so slow it down. Right move there.
Memphis has better hurry. A quick line change and a hustling play. Nicely done by Callie O'Connor. And now back into the box. That's headed by Erica Schultz, but only as far as Bailey Tadlock. Now O'Connor. Connor will drive that across the box. Made it all the way to the near side. Now O'Connor maintains possession. She's got a layoff if she wants it. There it is. That's going to be Ellie Russell. Russell threw a couple of legs. Not much of a chance on the screen, but got just enough of it. Was the Memphis keeper. That could have been 2-0 off of a nicely driven ball. It didn't have a lot of power on it, but it went through a lot of legs. Not much of a chance of reaction. Good job by Angel Haley.
Just enough of a screen there to cloud the vision of Angel Haley there. So yeah, that little bouncing ball, those are the ones that will sneak right in on you.
So here come the Memphis Americans again. You've got Alexis Catt, Tanya Crayon on the back line. And again, far side. Ever since Catt came back, it's allowed Lauren to move a little bit forward in the formation for Memphis. She's a very productive player. There's a drive into the box. Looking for a rebound. Lauren Drawn is there. She still has possession. However, no chance for Louise McGirt as Bria Rancho is there to make the pickup.
That's an easy save for Bria. She knows all too well what can happen if you allow those Memphis Americans to start stirring in the middle of the box there.
She's thinking about a drive. She'll go near side looking for a rebound. She does find a Columbus Rapid, but not in a really good position. But the drive by Schultz. The second drive goes low. Nothing like following up your own rebound. Nicely done by Erica Schultz. Second drive, though, an easy save for Angel Haley.
And a much-needed line change for both sides.
So Columbus showing a signal of intent that they're not just going to sit back. If they have a chance, they're going to have a go.
No, and I think you're at the point of the match right now, Tim, where you have to start scoring more at this point. You know, you cannot sit on this 1-0 lead and just say, well, you know, we're going to take it to the half. No, I think at this point you do have to start putting the hammer down a little bit more.
Shots now for Memphis with 8, Columbus with 6. So the Rapids are starting to feel it, Brody.
Yeah. This is a big reason right here, this counterattack.
And Lauren Mitchell trying to take it upon herself, getting past 3 Americans. Molly Martin is stripped at the yellow line. There's a shot by Banks. Rebound and a shot and a goal. Olivia Taylor. Just under 5 minutes to go. But Carly Banks in on the play again with the shot that went high. And then not much of a chance for our goalkeeper.
Yeah,
Angel Haley
outmanned and outgunned there in the box, so not much she could do with that.
Olivia Taylor was not boxed out on that, and she made the Americans pay for it. And just like that, it is 2-0 as the Americans trail at home. This is a very unfamiliar position, as they've had plenty of shots, and they've had the ball all around the periphery. Ball still somehow finds its way to Vega, but look at O'Connor. Oh, there's a nice ball to Banks. Banks with just one person to beat, a shot, and it goes low, and Angel Haley able to smother that. And Memphis now under the 4-minute mark. And I have to tell you, even with the short bench, and you've got Carly Smoltz injured with Columbus, Columbus looks like the fresher team.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you know, maybe it's coming off the doubleheader last week. I'm not sure. And yet, Carly Banks just absolutely punishing the Memphis Americans right now.
Memphis with a drive into the box. Rebound, Tadlock. She'll go low. Oh, nice kick save and away. Columbus on multiple occasions, they have helped Bria Rancho on the line. Now Columbus, not numbers, but they've got ambition. Here comes Taylor again. Taylor stripped, though. Nicely done by Bailey Tadlock. And Memphis now looking to moving up the line. And O'Connor providing a little bit of pressure just by herself. Now, she's not doing it all the time. She's just picking her moments, which is smart.
Absolutely. Playing the little shark game here. You try it, I dare you kind of thing. But, again, forcing that ball up maybe a little bit sooner than the Americans would like.
Kristen Sparks drops the ball back, but that's only to Carly Banks, who's just sitting in a rocking chair at the top of the box. And now here comes Utsi.
Oh, no.
Utsi. Oh, Haley goes for the ball. She can't get it. And Kayla Utsi pops it home into a wide open net. And now we've got a timeout on the field with 2 minutes to go. Memphis, in an extremely unfamiliar position, trails the Columbus Rapids 3-0. Folks, our partners at Hills Brothers Professional Cleaning Services work to provide clients with a personalized janitorial and professional cleaning experience. This local family-run business can help with all of your commercial and residential cleaning needs throughout Memphis and the tri-state area. Give them a call or check out their services at Hills Bros, B-R-O-S, hillsbrothersclean.com. And there's going to be some cleaning up that's going to have to be done at halftime for the Memphis Americans as they've let in shots through the game. But the bottom line, as we take a look here with exactly 2 minutes to go in the first half, they've now lost that edge. It's 9 shots apiece. But more importantly, the Columbus Rapids out to a 3-0 lead. And I think the audience here and perhaps out in YouTube land stunned at what they're seeing this afternoon.
Yeah, you know, I mean, stunned only because what we saw in the opener, the season opener between these two clubs, you know, completely flipped the role reversal. We've got, you know, David and Goliath roles reversed here. It seems, it feels at least in this first half. What's Corey saying right now? You've got to say, hey, listen, I understand you're down 3. You can't let the frustration bug start biting you now. You got to just keep the pressure on.
So Memphis takes their time out here in the first half. The restart will be a kickoff for Memphis. If there were a possession amount, it would be probably 65-35 in favor of Memphis, as Memphis has had it essentially the whole game on the periphery, but they've had no answers inside the box or on rebounds. And perhaps the answer for Corey Adamson is, you know what, ladies, it's time to just start peppering that goalkeeper and see if we can get her to make a mistake. Still 2 minutes. If they could crack the goal here, I think that would be a little bit of a consolation going in at halftime. Let's see how aggressive they get. We're back underway at the Lander Center. Tim Van Horn, Brody Scott with you. Late second quarter, and there's a turnover just like that. And here come the Rapids again. There's a through ball, and she's got some space. It's Megan Byers. She's along the far side, and Angel Haley, sure-handed, gets it out to Molly Martin. Martin looked to turn and go, but I think she got caught up, but still maintains possession for Memphis.
It feels like a little tempo here from the Americans. Let's try to pick up the pace a little bit.
Bailey Tadlock along the near boards. Taken away, and Rancho. Oh, there's a ball deflected. Good hustle play by Molly Martin. And then Rancho able to cover it up here. We're now just under 1 minute to go in the first half. Schultz will go play it cross field and then get it to the middle of the pitch to Olivia Taylor, who has one of the goals this afternoon. Oh, and now here comes Angel Haley. She comes to clear out what was going to be a problem with Megan Byers. There's a ball by Utsi, and that is blocked by Crayon. Nicely done. Good positioning. And now Crayon will clear it to the other end of the pitch. That only cleared 2 lines. That is perfectly fine. And now Rancho looking for some help. She'll go with a line drive. Nicely done by Alexis Catt to step in front of that. That's a good read. Here's Vega. Vega over to Martin. Martin goes left-footed shot. Oh, just off the bar to the left of Rancho. Another ball in. Memphis maintains possession. They have done this very well. They just have not converted the final product. Here's Bailey Tadlock. She wants a drive, and that is going to trickle in to Bria Rancho, as that is well defended. And that will do it here at the end of the first half. So all smiles for Columbus. An injured Carly Smoltz, a shortened bench, but nonetheless, the Columbus Rapids dominating the Memphis Americans by a score of 3-0. We skipped the obvious question of which manager is going to be the happier.
Sure.
What's the message for Columbus going in?
I think just more of the same. Do the second verse, same as the first. Keep that defense rock solid there at the back so that Bria Rancho can actually start navigating some waters when the balls do start coming.
Yep.
Because they will.
And you see Callie O'Connor carrying off Carly Smoltz. Get you a friend that will help you like Callie O'Connor helps Carly Smoltz. And then the message for Memphis?
I think you just got to start shooting the ball. You finally started seeing it in the last, 20-some-odd seconds there in the end of the half, where you just start peppering in, and something will happen. But you can't score if you don't shoot the ball.
That's a great point. All right, Brody Scott and I will be back with halftime stats and more. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a few moments. It is Columbus Rapids 3, Memphis Americans 0. You are watching National Indoor Soccer League action.
seconds remaining. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. It looks like the yellow team is our winner with 1-0. Please give it up for the Germantown Legends Girls 2014 team. Great job, girls.
All right, welcome back. We are about a minute and a half away from restarting this match. The second half will be underway from Landers Center. And we are in South Haven, Mississippi, where the homestanding Memphis Americans trail the Columbus Rapids by a score of 3-0. Hey, everybody, with Brody Scott, I am Tim Van Horn. Great to have you along for the ride. And shots on goal in the first half. Memphis had a 6-3 lead. They trailed 1-0 at the end of one quarter, but another couple of goals. Columbus has been very much out on the front foot. And Brody, as we look at this, Columbus set the tone early. A minute 36 into this match, Carly Banks got a goal off that assist from Carly Smolt. And you thought, okay, at that point, it's a matter of time. Memphis scores goals. They score a lot of goals. They can get it going. Did not happen in the first quarter. Second quarter rolls around. Olivia Taylor gets a goal with assist from Carly Banks. That's about 4.5 minutes in, 2-0. Memphis continues to ratchet up the pressure, but as we saw, as the pressure went up, it seemed like so did Columbus's determination to not break formation. They seem to play like a well-coached road team.
Absolutely. Carly Banks has to be just absolutely beside herself with how the defense has played this bend, don't break mentality. Listen, already playing on a short bench when playing away, but now seeing Smoltz on the bench there, and then they zoomed in on her ankle, and it just does not look good. It's a, big old softball. You don't want to start speculating, and yet a swollen ankle like that tells me, probably not going to return. So what can the Americans do better to get back into this game? I think what you got to do, Tim, is just show a little bit more oomph. Going to the ball that's put into space. They're actually doing it, and yet you got to follow through. If the ball is to you, you got to go to it a little bit, because bend don't break mentality coming from Columbus is just absolutely fantastic right now.
And on top of the two goals that got Memphis down quickly, of course, the third one was added just before halftime by Kalia Yutzi, making that 3-0. Shots on goal, 10-9 in favor of Memphis, but where it counts is on the scoreboard, 3-0. And as Brody mentioned, it's a finished product that went begging for Memphis. A lot of a lot of let's pass it around the perimeter, and Columbus was more than happy to let Memphis do that because you know what you're doing when you're not on the perimeter? You're not scoring goals.
Right, exactly. And Corey Adamson's got to just start saying, guys, just let them rip. You got to take the shot.
Alexis Catt is back. She's been very helpful in maintaining possession for Memphis. She's been strong. It's great to have her back. Memphis without Kelsey Keown. If you missed earlier, she's out for the rest of the season with a torn patella. And we've got a player that was a big physical presence for Memphis and, of course, very productive that is now missing for Memphis. Here's a shot and nicely deflected. Carly Banks with a scissor kick.
Wow. She's going to have her name on the boards here, Tim.
Dang, Carly, we just got settled in for the second half. Save a little bit for the rest of the half. Fantastic finishing attempts. Angel Haley able to make that save as that was right down Central Avenue for her. But here come the Rapids again. Now Memphis with the ball. Let's see if they can answer back to that initial attack. Looking for Molly Martin. Memphis seems to be trying to find her at the top of the box. Here's Banks. She's stripped of the ball by Cheyenne Smith, and she'll drop it all the way back to Angel Haley. And now Alexis Catt works it up the far side for Memphis. Bailey Tadlock swapping back across to Cheyenne Smith. She's got Elizabeth Vega along the near board. She'll go to Vega. But again, Columbus working that 1-2-2. Very, very compact. Memphis working around the edges, but just has had a very difficult time getting that entry pass. Now Kristen Sparks in the middle. There's an attempted entry pass looking for Sparks. Can't get it to her. Memphis not deviating thus far from their game plan, and there's an unforced error into the stands, and that'll be a restart for Columbus. Mike Mears, Eric Phillips on the field, your officials, and then Chris Strickland. And then we have just like that, we have a give back as the restart sails into the crowd, Lauren Mitchell. And the wild thing about it is even though that was a restart from the side, because that ball was driven out, that restart's going to come from the top of the arc. And so let's see if Lauren Drawn will take this. There's a drive by Smith. That's blocked, though, by Columbus. Drawn with a header. And now it's a race for it as Molly Martin and Carly Banks battle for it. That's won by Martin. Now Martin. The Americans in the red. She'll hold up play. They'll make a half line change, and now we'll see Crayon, and we'll also see Taylor White out for Memphis. One thing we are not seeing out of this, now we saw maybe for the first time in a while. There's a drive by Tadlock. We haven't seen Memphis try to skip through the lines or play over the top of the lines. Everything's been on the ground and has been working in a perimeter sense. Here's a chance for Martin. Ball bounces around. Can she win that? She stays with it. Great job of just sticking with that, Brody.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but we're finally seeing a little bit of the Keown effect happen, where the lack of Kelsey is being felt right now. How are we going to respond? Memphis Americans, how are you going to respond without your Kelsey Keown, stirring the pot up there in the box?
Taylor White along with Tanya Crayon. There's an attempt at a diagonal ball through. That is cleaned out by Olivia Taylor, but only as far as Molly Martin. Crayon could take a drive here. Oh, there's a collision. There's another drive, but that is cleared out again. Columbus just not overcommitting and staying near the goal and just sweeping the mess away from Bria Rancho. And that ball is kicked out, and that will be a restart for Memphis, and Cheyenne Smith will take this along the far boards.
Bria owes some dinners to her defenders right now. That's all I'm saying.
or rather this will be the top of the arc. That ball was driven out from the defensive zone. There's a drive, a shot, and a goal for Memphis. Cheyenne Smith drives it in just inside of 5 minutes in the third quarter, and maybe, just what they needed. There is the restart by Lauren Drawn, and Cheyenne Smith gets just enough of it, tucks it inside the bar. Didn't need to drive that too hard, Brody, just need to be accurate.
Yeah, and she had everybody thinking, hey, I'm going left, hey, I'm going left, boom, I'm going to hit you with the right. Great play off the restart.
So Memphis back into it now. Let's see if they get a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a bump here over the next few moments. It'll be critical for Columbus to just stay settled in and not let this get out of hand, because Memphis can score a lot and in a hurry.
Yeah.
Kristen Sparks with a shoulder, legal play there. And now Columbus will try to break. Megan Byers looking for some space. She's got some help down the field with Utsi. Utsi is able to continue on. She gets past Vega, drives it across to Carly Banks. Never a bad idea.
Nope. Great footwork from Utsi.
Schultz and Sparks tangle. Vega will spin out of trouble and get it back to Alexis Catt. Memphis. Sparks will switch out for Molly Martin. Tadlock coming out as well. Looks like Louise McGirt will make the switch for Memphis. 8.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Memphis on the board. Now they trail 3-1. Near boards for Vega. Alexis Catt. Now Tanya Crayon with a shot. Rancho still can't corral it. There's another shot by Martin. That can't go in. Oh, so close there as Rancho didn't get the definitive hand to push it up and over the bar. That stayed in play, and she almost carried it into the goal with her. A near disaster averted. A big break for Columbus.
Yeah, I'm telling you. There's some prayers happening right now from Bria. I don't know how that didn't go in.
Listen, in all fairness to her, when that happens in a split second, it's hard enough to find the ball when that happens in outdoor, but let alone indoor when you can't locate the ball and you're unsure of where the goal line is. That can be a moment of sheer terror. She was able to get out of that. So a good goalkeeper catches a break there for Columbus. Smith goes near side to Drawn. Alexis Catt will come out. That will make way for reinforcements. Here's Molly Morgan with a chip and a goal!
Hitting the gritty. Hitting the gritty. Letting them fly now, though, Tim. You know, you can't score if you don't shoot. It's exactly what's happening right now. The Memphis Americans finding a little confidence, finding a little rhythm, and putting them in the back of the net.
I don't know if that was the top of the boot or the outside of the boot. It crossed the goal line. That's all that matters for Memphis. Yeah, hitting the gritty. All the kids are doing that these days.
The gritty, baby.
See, I always thought that meant a trip to the Waffle House or to the gridiron. But apparently that's the dance that all the kids are loving.
You know.
About 6.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Memphis trails 3-2. And now Memphis, here's a drive up the pitch looking for Bruna. Bria Rancho able to play that well and switch the field and out of danger. Quickly back to O'Connor. O'Connor looks to drive that one, and that one is going to be up and over for a restart for Memphis. So Memphis has gotten themselves back into this, and some of it is simply the assertiveness in front of the goal, the rebound, the great play by Molly Martin, and then the terrific finish on the Memphis goal by Cheyenne Smith. And we're at 3-2.
She's got a brace right now, probably wanting that hat trick.
Here's Tanya Crayon with a good ball off of the board. She'll stick with that. She can't win it. It's cleared out for O'Connor, but that is taken away. Nicely done by Taylor White. Now we've got It looks like we've got a foul. We'll have a restart, or did that go out of bounds?
They're saying out of bounds there
Okay.
in the midfield, so we'll have a restart at the center line.
All right, 5 minutes to go. Good ball into the corner by Cray, and she does a really good job on that. Can send the diagonal in. Sparks with a toe poke, headed goal bound, but again, a couple of Columbus Rapids sitting there in front of Rancho ready to clean out the mess. Oh, there's a good one touch to O'Connor. O'Connor working the near boards against two Americans. A shot off of the glass. No help nearby, though. Tadlock shepherds that to safety along the far boards. Kristen Sparks with a critical touch. And now Tadlock gets it over to Vega.
What have these 2 goals done, Tim, is give it a little bit of confidence even to the back end, even to that defensive line, saying, hey, guys, you know what?
There's a header, and Bruna. It's Bria Rancho. Rancho able to paw that away. But another signal of intent by Memphis. Here's Callie O'Connor. Oh, and here comes Cheyenne Smith flying in. No foul called. A one touch by Bruna. That's picked up, though, by Megan Byers, and now we've got a whistle in the middle of the pitch and a player down, and that is going to be Callie O'Connor with the collision on the far side. And while she gets checked on, we'll tell you, folks, that GoPro restoration tip of the game. Tip number 1, when preparing for a storm, build an emergency kit for storm season. I don't know about you guys, but there's been a lot of rain around here this week in the Mid-South. Make sure it contains water, non-perishable food, first aid supplies, batteries, a flashlight or lantern, prescription drugs, and copies of important documents. Stay safe in all weather situations by staying ready. That is your GoPro restoration tip of the game. We also want to send a big thank you out to James Pest Management. For 75 years, James has been serving its customers in Mississippi and Tennessee with the highest level of quality, friendly service. Their certified technicians, free same-day estimates, and customizable plans are ready to help your families and your businesses thrive without unwanted pests. Protecting what matters to you, it's the way, the James Pest Management way. As a presenting sponsor, they're a big part of the team's success on and off the field. Give them a call or visit them online at jpm1.com. Good news there, Callie O'Connor. She was down. Now, will she have to come out? I believe she'll have to step out at least for a moment here with 3:41 to go in the third quarter. Along with Brody Scott, I'm Tim Van Horn, and we are at the Lander Center. Memphis Americans were down 3-0 at the half. They have clawed back with a couple of goals here in the third period, and it looks like we will have a drop ball. And the question is, okay, do I give this back to them? And yes, that is
good sportsmanship.
Some good sportsmanship.
Happy to see O'Connor still able to play, still able to carry on through this match because, man, this has been fun.
Oh, there's a steal and a shot up over Angel Haley just off of the glass. Heads up play by Megan Byers. And now Memphis just trying to clear it out of the neutral zone, and they do. All the way back to Lauren Mitchell. Mitchell will switch it to Riancho. She's just looking to get some distance. That is played back in, and now we've got possibly a head injury to Megan Byers. She is down. Also along the near boards, Lauren Mitchell is down.
That was a 50-50 ball, Tim. Both players going hard at it. Really hope she's okay, though.
All right, Lauren Mitchell is back up along the near boards down by the inline. She is just off the screen. Referee Mike Mears is checking on her. It looks like she's going to be okay. Megan Byers is the question. She's at the center circle, and she is up quickly. And she'll have to come off momentarily, and thankfully she is up. Man, not malicious play by either club.
But, you know, hard, heavy play, and this is what you want to see, right? I mean, you want to see two clubs giving it their all, and that's exactly what's happening here at the Landers Center. You know, I think what's finally starting to see from this Columbus side are these integrated Rome players finally starting to make some very strong impacts and starting to gel with their team.
That's a terrific point because the disbursement of the Rome Gladiators, with several of these players, including the coach Carly Banks, into this roster, it takes time to get players integrated into the system. And you know, as you've seen, they took the 3-0 lead. This is a highly competitive, entertaining team in Columbus. There's a drive by Crayon. Back out to Molly Martin. Martin thinks about it. And now all the way back out to Taylor White. Working along the near boards, now switching far side to Elizabeth Vega. Vega now switches fields. Bailey Tadlock. Goes along the end boards looking for Molly. Molly Martin can't get the second shot away. And now here comes Banks, Carly Banks. There's a drive near boards. It gets behind the keeper and wide open, unmarked, just comes screaming in. And that's going to be a goal for the Columbus Rapids, and that's going to be Olivia Taylor picking up her second goal of the match. Comes screaming in out of nowhere. And here's a look at this, Brody. Here's the run, the good left-handed drive. But once this gets past Angel Haley, she's out of the play.
Carly Banks is a trickster. She knew exactly what she was doing there. She eyed that board up and said, hey, I got a trailer. Watch this. Great assist by the coach player, Carly Banks. I can't praise her enough. She's fantastic and one of those integrated players from Rome.
Angel Haley had her angle right, but once you play it off the boards and you get it behind the keeper, you're essentially at the mercy of your defense, and you have to trust that they're going to be there. No one picked up Taylor in the slot, and because of that, Memphis paid the price, and they now trail 4-2 with just under a minute to go here in the third period.
I think if you're Memphis, you just got to keep this pressure on.
There's a drive. Oh, rebound spilled by Riancho. Here comes Lauren Drawn. Riancho able to recover that. Nothing malicious on that play. If it's a loose ball, you got every right to go for it. Down to 30 seconds here in the third quarter. Smith has to get on her horse here as O'Connor wants that ball along the near side. No choice for Smith other than to bring it back out to Alexis Catt. Now to Bruna. 15 seconds left in the third quarter. Bruna outside of her boot. It's intercepted by Carly Banks. Tries to knock Banks off balance. Instead, she does get it to O'Connor. It's recouped quickly by Drawn. Only 2 seconds left in the quarter, though, and that's going to do it. And Memphis will be unable to get a shot off. Well, 2 goals for Memphis is the good news, but the bad news for Americans fans is Columbus came right back and picked up a goal and reestablished mentally that 2-goal lead, and then actually a 2-goal lead, but mentally showing some steely reserve here as we head into the fourth quarter. Now the question is, will there be enough gas in the tank?
Yeah, you're going to start running into that moment of truth time where, all right, what are you going to pull from? And you know, the quick line changes, but Memphis Americans able to keep those lines on the pitch for a lot longer than probably you'd want to if you're Columbus.
Oh, no. I don't know if I would be running a trivia question of what team is undefeated when you're trailing by 2 in said match.
Yeah.
As
of now.
I tell you what, we're going to duck out, take a break. We're going to go say some prayers and some Hail Marys. We'll be back for the fourth quarter with those stats coming up. Tim Van Horn, Brody Scott, you're listening and watching National Indoor Soccer League action. All right, back at you. We are almost ready for fourth quarter action here at the Lander Center. It's National Indoor Soccer League action. The Memphis Americans at home. They trail the Columbus Rapids 4-2. Tim Van Horn, Brody Scott with you. Shots on goal in the third period. Memphis with 7, Columbus with 3. But maybe more importantly for Memphis, 2 goals out of that. But Columbus scratched one back, and they hold a 2-goal lead here as we're underway in the fourth quarter. As Crayon goes near side over to Taylor White. That is picked off as that was telegraphed, and now here comes O'Connor. 1-on-2. She's going to take a drive, and that is blocked and out for a restart for Columbus. Nicely done. Good read by Taylor White, staying with Callie O'Connor. And Carly Banks said, you guys need to back up. There's a drive just to the right of Angel Haley's goal, and that is driven out and away. That'll be a restart at the top of the arc for Columbus. Memphis will line up a wall of 3. Angel Haley ready to go. Banks and O'Connor, a drive to her right, and then Schultz may have sent that one up into the upper deck or into Alabama. I'm not sure. She knocked the crap out of it, though, that's for sure. If she'd have hit that one straight, that would have left a mark. And we're back underway. 13:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Memphis trails Columbus by a score of 4-2. Far side for Bailey Tadlock. Now works it over to Taylor White. Crayon can have a drive from here. There's a low drive looking for Kristen Sparks, but her back is to the goal. No dice for Columbus, and Carly Banks working a 1-2 to get out of trouble, and here comes Olivia Taylor. Taylor is already got a brace in this match. Ellie Russell fighting for the ball for Columbus. Gets stripped, though, and now Memphis comes back up. As far as I can tell, Brody, just 4 on the bench for Columbus after Carly Smoltz went down.
Yeah, and, you know, having that low bench right now, or the small bench, rather, all you can do is sit here and say, okay, guys, you just got to dig deep.
If I'm head coach Carly Banks right now, I think it's just a case of keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
And just be disciplined with your shape and don't go chasing.
Right.
You're leading. Make Memphis come to you. Here's Bruna. Drops it off to Smith. Smith with a left-footed drive. That is easily cleared out by Erica Schultz. That's going to be out at the top of the arc, though, for a restart. Could be a dangerous situation. Memphis got their first goal off of that in the third period. Bruna lines it up. She'll go left side. Oh, that one is shanked. Smith was looking for her second goal of the match off of the restart. Missed opportunity for Memphis. Angel Haley comes out and feeds Memphis, and they'll get going again. This is into the box. Headed out and away. Good defense by Columbus. Bruna goes far side. McGirt not able to control that, and now we've got some action on the board. That's going to be a push. Not enough for a 2-minute penalty, just a bump. That's going to be a foul against Columbus. Penalty box has been free so far for both clubs. There's the inbound. Drawn, goes for it. Can't get there, though. She wants it again. She wants to be the target in the box. Lifted up, but Bria Riancho well placed to collect. Good step up by Kat. She oversteps it, though. Here comes Taylor. Taylor now down the near side. Kat with a bump. It looks like perhaps she caught a finger or an arm to the face, and she did. They're going to call the foul. Again, nothing malicious, but when you're running, at least when I do what I call running, those arms are flailing and I'm chugging.
Yeah. Or walking up these stairs.
Yeah, that too. Ten and a half minutes to go here in the match. Memphis trails by 2. They've been known to score and score in a hurry. They're going to have to do so, though. There's a shot, a screen Rancho can't keep her hands on it, though, but it is cleared out temporarily by Columbus. They're running a 3-2. Now back in. McGirt looking for a header. Byers gets it off of the wall. Memphis maintains possession. Bruna gets it to Smith. Smith can launch with the left foot. She does. That's off of where the dasher board meets the glass. And that's going to be out, and that should be a Columbus ball. Yeah. As that hits right there on that 3 or 4 inch area right before it meets the plexiglass. And Eric Phillips is explaining what we just told you on television.
Exactly.
Line drive that's picked off, but only goes as far as Byers. Megan Byers has nobody in the middle but Vega. Now Vega turns to Molly Martin. Will she try to create something on her own? Top of the arc shot, and that is blocked. There's Smith with a drive, and that is high and to the left. And cleared out and away. Not a lot of mileage put on the defense by Columbus here. They're happy to compact and dare Memphis to try to find the gaps. There's Martin with an attempted drive. That is blocked by Mitchell. Lauren Mitchell with another good job of a block. She has been very active this afternoon for the Rapids. Here's Yutzi. She'll put some high pressure up top. As will Megan Byers. Now along the far boards, Olivia Taylor. Taylor harassing Vega. And again, Memphis just not able to walk that in. Very tight spaces. There's a ball in to Molly Martin. Not much she can do with it. It deflects out to Kat. Martin dummies it through, but nobody's home. Vega wins it, and now, instead of a foot race, look at what Columbus just did. Instead of trying to foot race that to Alexis Kat, it's like, we'll hold our shape.
Yeah, absolutely. And as long as you stay marked there in the box, you know, they're doing fantastic on this defensive line. More praise, I know. And you just can't sing it enough, though.
Taylor White works it to Vega. Will Vega have a go? She will. That's going to be high and just a little wide off the glass. And then cleared. Is that going to be a 3-line ball? No, it stays in and plays the bounce very well. Good job by Angel Haley, because if you get caught in between, that could bounce over. Yeah, we've seen some ugly things happen before.
That's one of those weird balls where you're like, I don't know. Could catch a bounce.
Into Martin. Can she turn and fire? She can't. She doesn't have the space. They're doing a good job of staying on her. There's a drive by Crayon, and that is up and over for a restart. 7:20 to go in the match. Memphis trails by a score of 4-2. The men will follow after this. In fact, you may see behind the goals, the Memphis players are stretching. Crayon gets it into Molly Martin. She's out wide. She's looking for help. There's a ball off the boards. There's drawn and a drive just wide of the goal. Tadlock back to Martin off the glass. That one plays out to the top of the box. Crayon is there, but she wasn't positioned for the shot, but well placed to receive the rebound and maintain possession.
Starting to see the peppered effect here, Tim. More shots firing from the Memphis Americans side.
There's a drive, and that's going to be off of the end boards. There's Molly Martin, the deflection still alive in the box. Dug out by Columbus. Tadlock with an opportunity, but not before Carly Banks and Kalia Yutzi are able to get that out of danger. Shots on goal this period. Memphis with 3, Columbus with 1. 20-13 in total favor of the Americans, but they trail by 2 here with just over 6 minutes to go by a score of 4-2. Here's Tanya Crayon. Would love to see her get her knee over the ball and drive one low. She's got some oomph on her shots, and she's very accurate. There's a low drive. I think maybe she heard me. Hit drawn in the foot. There's a drive by Bruna. Back across, still alive. Lauren drawn off the head. Carly Banks dropping down to play defense. Look how compact the Rapids are. They're not expending a lot of energy. They're letting Memphis run around the perimeter. Martin trying to get a shot on her right foot. They will show her her left, but they will not give her the right. There's a drive. Oh, off the elbow. Keep doing that, Tanya Crayon.
Wow.
continue to do that. A beautiful shot. Now we've got a stoppage of play. And we have a timeout. So we're going to take a quick stoppage of play, but we're going to keep it right here. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about Weimer's Jewelry. They're a full-service, family-owned jewelry store proudly serving their customers since 1984, featuring one of the largest repair shops in all of Memphis. Weimer's can provide new life to your favorite and more cherished jewelry, or get you looking your best in something new to love. When you hear Weimer's Jewelry, we hope you think hometown jeweler. Of course, David, pretty much on the front row of every soccer game out there, and a proud supporter of the Memphis Americans. In fact, if they can go all the way and win the title, I would hope maybe they would be the official jeweler to make the championship rings.
Very cool. The whole crew.
Or just Jostens do that.
Yeah, you know,
the class rings.
The class rings.
Yeah, I don't know who does that.
Since I heard the Jostens thing, but yeah, no, David Weimer and crew taking in this great match. Listen, I understand Americans fans. You're sitting here looking at it, going, "Great match, you're down 2," and yet, you know, you've been on the front foot, proverbial front foot, the entire match. Finally, starting to see some of these shots getting a little closer. Bria Rancha trying and pleading with her defenders there to start pushing this ball a little bit, maybe clear a few of these out to give me a little bit of breathing room here. But, you know, you got to be happy if you're Carly Banks with this this just absolute great defense.
You know, and then one of the questions comes, do you pull your goalkeeper for sixth attacker? And at this point, I say absolutely not, because you have the lion's share of the possession already. Why do you need to do that if you're already getting the ball anyway? Angel Haley, and what do we have here? We have a
penalty here in the middle.
We have a foul.
Or they call it a 3-line?
Yeah, it's going to be a 3-line violation against Columbus. But as I was saying, I don't think at this point you pull your goalie because you've already got the possession anyway, and there's still plenty of time. Here's Bruna. She'll go right side to Cheyenne Smith. Left-footed drive. That's going to be wide. Tadlock forced all the way back out to the yellow line. I've noticed in almost every instance, Memphis has gone to its right on the attack. It seems like it's pretty predictable, at least tonight. Here's Carly Banks down the line. There's a drive and right at Angel Haley, who calls timeout for Memphis. 4:22 to go in the fourth quarter, and Memphis trails this one 4-2. Committed to helping people find high-quality medicinal alternatives, improving their quality of life for everyone. Ounce of Hope is one of the Memphis Americans' new partners. Their aquaponics, I can say the big words. The aquaponics farm consistently delivers high-quality end product while minimizing environmental impact. Ounce of Hope wants you to be pure, be well, and tell Cam that you love the Memphis Americans and you thank them for their support. Also, Pyramid Electric is focused on providing the best-in-class electrical contractors throughout Memphis and the Mid-South. Pyramid Electric has the right contractor for your business needs. Give them a call for your next project, and if you see Brian, tell him hello and go Memphis Americans. Well, the Memphis Americans need a little shock to their system here in the last 4:22 as they trail by 2 goals to a very, I guess, disciplined might be the best word to describe the Columbus Rapids this afternoon.
Perfect word right there. And a little bit of switch up here in the late waning minutes of the fourth, putting Lauren Drawn in that keeper's jersey, but more importantly, going to put her more up forward. I would say Lauren Drawn probably going to start sending balls from midfield, and just to see what happens. Let's shake it up. Let's, start playing with house money, if you will.
And now with Lauren Drawn going into goal, you got about 4 minutes left. You're down by 2. This is about where you do get into that time where maybe you do that. And plus, you also have the fact that she can also quarterback your team. She can run the point for you as well. So not the worst idea. So Mike Mears ready to offer the uncontested drop for the restart. And we will be underway here as of now. So Memphis now with the 6th attacker on. Molly Martin could have gone to draw instead. Switches sides. She'll go to Smith, there's a shot, and it is driven and pushed away by Columbus. As Cheyenne Smith put some oomph onto that shot. Drawn can score two. She'll have a drive, and that is up and over. Now, Memphis has to be very mindful because every time that ball goes out, remember, until the last minute that or there is an injury, that clock is going to keep running. Here's Smith. Smith hassled by O'Connor. Oh, and takes it away. A chip shot will do it. Oh, nice. And it's deflected by Drawn. Drawn will challenge her. There's a shot and right into the breadbasket of Cheyenne Smith. Nicely done.
That's what you wanted the defense all game, you know.
Lauren's probably like, well, that's how we drew it up.
Right.
That's how we drew the drill up. Here's Bruna with a drive, and that is deflected, and now here comes O'Connor. It's a race to try to get by Drawn, or will she just lay it off? Oh, Drawn gets a leg on it. She tried to five-hole her. She actually had Olivia Taylor to her left for an easy tap-in. She tried to take it herself. I think that would have been the dagger. 2:45 to go in the match now. And look at this. Now Columbus is going to make Memphis play a little bit of chase. Olivia Taylor gets the inside track and now forced all the way back, but Ellie Russell is there for Bria Rancho into the middle of the pitch, but there's only a sea of red there. Bruna, although, has it stripped by Carly Banks. Banks comes back along the far boards, will dump it down. Drawn is going to try to win that. She doesn't win. She's bumped off the ball. No foul. There's a shot and an easy open net goal for Callie O'Connor.
I know the Americans bench want that call, but I don't think that you're going to get it. That was just heavy play. I understand, and yet it was a good play.
And so we're back underway. 1:51 to go. O'Connor with the goal. It is now 5-2. Tadlock looking for Crayon in the middle of the box. Comes back, fights, wins the ball back. They have no time to kill now. They've got to roll. Drawn stays out as the sixth attacker. Cheyenne Smith gets it under her left foot. Can't drive, though. She's blocked. McGirt with a drive. Rebound. That's cleared out by Columbus. And now they're just going to be content to sit inside their yellow line and just try to repel everything Memphis fires at it here. 1:19 to go in the match. There's Tadlock with a drive. And now Schultz clears it out, but only as far as Alexis Catt. Now some pressure by O'Connor. Smith, crossway to Tadlock. Can't take it first touch. That second touch allows Russell to close her down. Now Catt with a drive into the box. That is chipped out. That will just get over the bar and will allow a restart on the sideline for Memphis. Martin over to McGirt. She can't corral that, though, and now back to Drawn. Drawn has to move quickly, though. Here's Molly Martin. Loses control of it. Precious seconds ticking down now for Memphis. She'll take a high drive, and that will be out and away. 36 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Don't forget, at the end of this short break, and we'll come back with the men's match of the Rapids taking on the Americans. Bria Riancho just hauling it down to the other end of the field, just killing clock. That's all they need to do. Now to McGirt. McGirt is stripped by Olivia Taylor. Now Memphis gets it back. Cheyenne Smith, but Bria Riancho falls on it. And now it's just throw it somewhere long and just let the clock run. That ball is headed out and away. Nicely done by McGirt. 8 seconds to go. And a restart. If I'm Columbus, I'm just launching this at the goal, Brody.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You put it in the corner and you just say, thank you, good night.
2 seconds, 1 second, and that will do it. And Memphis is upset at home. Their record blemished as Columbus came out early, scored the goal, never looked back. Columbus, an outstanding job, including the fact that Carly Smoltz was injured,
yes.
So one critical player missing, a shortened bench, and Carly Banks's Columbus Rapids get the job done today by a final score of 5-2. Brody, we look at shots on goal here in the fourth period, and it ends up 6-5 in favor of Memphis, 23-17 overall. But the bottom line is Columbus, when they had their chances, they were able to finish. Memphis a lot of time around the goal. Columbus with more time in the goal.
Yeah, you know, you'd hate to say, oh, they parked the bus, and yet I think that was the game plan going in. You know, you look at what was happening throughout the entire match, and that was, we are going to mark you up as soon as you hit the box, and that's exactly what happened. They did not let up when anything touched the box, including the Memphis American players. So there goes your screen plays. There goes your inside passes. Playing them off the boards, that's eliminated too. So, you know, trying to get anything happening on the offensive side, the Memphis Americans just scratching their heads.
I think if that one ball that Bria Riancho was able to just kind of paw away where it hit and she deflected it straight up, if that would have fallen into the goal, I think that might have been enough for the Americans to perhaps scratch back. But you know what? If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. So
that's right.
Congratulations to the Columbus Rapids. The women get the win. Coming up next, it's the men. We'll be back in about 13 minutes. We'll have the pregame for you. Get you rocking and rolling. Tim Van Horn and Brody Scott signing off from the women's match, where the Columbus Rapids women win this one by a score of 5-3. We'll be back shortly with National Indoor Soccer League action.
You're about to enjoy one of the most iconic, award-winning barbecue meals in the country.
All right, welcome everybody. We are almost set to go for the men's match here at Landers Center for the National Indoor Soccer League. The Memphis Americans hosting the Columbus Rapids. Tim Van Horn along with Brody Scott. And in the opener, the women for Columbus were absolutely outstanding. They won that one by a score of 5-3. They got out to an early start and then just did not look back. So the Memphis men will try to earn the split here. Coming up in just a moment, we'll be set to go here from the Landers Center. And Brody, exciting first match. Columbus played very disciplined. They played very compact. Carly Banks, the women's head coach. For this one, Chris Mahaffey is a player coach for the visiting Rapids, and for them against a high-powered Memphis offense. Key for them today, maybe more of the same of what we saw in the women's match?
You know, I don't know, because here's the thing, as we saw in the season opener here at the Landers,
Maybe a chance for Ramirez at the
men's side, not afraid to put the pedal to the
just
metal.
before the horn.
I think what you're going to
This is going to take this one in shocking
as I use my air quotes, and yet I don't think you need to with the men's side. So I think it'll be interesting what we see come out as far as the Memphis Americans side. Do they come out guns a-blazing? Because we have seen that pretty much every match that the Memphis Americans have taken the field. It hasn't always paid off, so that'll be interesting. Does Corey Adamson and the crew take a little bit more of a defensive angle to their start of the game? It'll be interesting.
So Peter Sliwa will be back in goal for Memphis. He has been the gold standard in the National Indoor Soccer League. He has been tremendous, very calm, cool, and collected. And also, you see for Memphis, Maxi Galizzi, as well, of course, as Bernardo Ferreira, who has stepped in very well. He came in mid-season last year. He's been a local guy and has really he really helped when Corey Adamson had tweaked his knee. Ferreira played a very big role in keeping the Memphis momentum going. There's Paulo Indonzaco, and then also Jorge Georgievich. You also see Corey Adamson. The usual suspects starting for Memphis tonight, and it should be a very fun game. And you know, after this, probably working up an appetite. Corky's Barbecue and Olive Branch, one of the newest sponsors of the Memphis Americans. Their iconic legacy in Memphis barbecue almost 4 decades ago. With their first restaurant opening since then, they've opened additional locations, packaged their product for shipping. I don't know how they do it, but it's just as delicious when you FedEx it. They do it for shipping and also for purchase in select grocery stores, and have even been featured on QVC, the nation's largest online shopping channel. No surprise, they're known internationally as, quote, the undisputed king of Memphis ribs and barbecue since 1984. Uncork the flavor.
Maybe.
At Corky's Barbecue.
Maybe. I love it. Man, I'm hungry. Grab me a plate of Corky's, leaving out of here. Maybe a good old plate of nachos.
They got good nachos. They got good slaw too. I think that's vinegar based, maybe.
Yeah, it's like a mix, vinegar, mustard, or mayonnaise based. But man,
I'm down with it. That and the baked beans.
Absolutely, beans, a little spice to them, not too bad.
Probably not the meal you want to eat right before an indoor match, but definitely any other time, it is wonderful. There you see the Columbus Rapids, Chris Mahaffey, player coach for Columbus, and they will be coming in looking to take the sweep today. Of course, Juan Roteas, 3 goals, 4 assists in just 2 games. He's got 7 points on the season. Brandon Cervantes, also Eric Sanchez, making some critical contributions. And with a shortened bench tonight, look for shift and a half with just 3 substitutions. Let's watch and see how they rotate, and let's just see how compact they are defensively as we get ready. And we are now underway at the Landers Center. The men's match. Columbus in white. They'll be moving left to right on your screen against the Memphis Americans in red. And yes, those are some very cool looking striped sleeves. There's Corey Adamson. He's the head coach, the general manager, the sign hanger, the laundry guy. He is Mr. Memphis Americans. Looking for the entry pass into the box. That's going to be cleared away by Columbus. Memphis continuing to maintain pressure. Maxi Galizzi. Oh, there's a steal by George. There's a block, though. George again, and that is just off the glass. And Indizako will drop that back to Bernardo Ferreira, looking for an entry pass for Galizzi. It's taken away, though. Nice footwork, though, by Gustavo Aldana. And now fighting along the boards. Nicely done to drop back and take the ball away. Memphis now with possession. Djordjevic. Sliwa playing long ball into the corner. Looking for Galizzi. Holds play up. Gets it to Castro. Castro inside the box. Man down, and we got a penalty. As Eric Phillips points to the spot here.
I mean, it was a nice takedown, except, you know, we're not doing the Memphis wrestling today. Instead, trying to play a little bit of soccer inside.
Or rather, this will be a free kick, and this will come from the top of the arc. Chris Strickland, Eric Phillips on the field. Your man in the box, your third man, is Mike Mears. Corey Adamson, a left-footed run-up, goes near side, or far side rather, to Djordjevic, and that is scooped up by Alejandro Parra. Indizako, Johnny on the spot to clean up the through ball, and now all the way down.
Long shift for Columbus here, long shift. I understand they only have 3 subs, but boy, you'd like to see somebody catch a little wind here.
I think we're just going to have to put a cookie jar for every time we say long shift, because I think that is going to be that's going to be the rule of thumb tonight.
I cursed them because
Cervantes with the ball in. That's going to be to the left of Peter Sliwa. They're going to have to pick their spots and then just go for it and then conserve on defense. I think that's going to be the game plan tonight. Cervantes with a drive, Sliwa there, and that's going to be out and over for a corner kick. Or rather, Cesar Tuhul. And now Memphis will have to step back to the yellow hash just inside the box. There's a drive, and just to the left of Sliwa's goal as Robert Artiga.
With some heat.
Djordjevic, shoulder on shoulder. Good pressure by Memphis. They're pressuring 2. Good work to get it out of the box, though. That's well done by Gustavo Aldana. Now the numbers, 3 on 2. Couldn't make hay of that right away, though, but it is recovered by Valdivia. There's a drive. Sliwa goes down to his right. The rebound, and that is fired across the mouth of the goal. No dice, though, yet for Columbus, but showing some initiative here. Again, as Brody Scott pointed out, just 3 on the bench. Expending some early energy, and there's a foul. There's a takedown just outside the yellow line. That'll be a free kick.
Hard foul, no penalty, rightfully so. Listen, this is 2 sides going head-to-head, going heart to heart, if you will.
Sartega. Big switch to Juan Morales. Morales along the far boards. He's being jostled by Giovanni Garcia. Garcia continues the pressure off the boards, an awkward hop, and then finally cleared away by Aldana. That's good work. Memphis and Gio Alvarado. Oh, that's a good read to pick the ball off, because near side, Columbus did have some help. And now Memphis will reset their attack. Just under 10 minutes to go, first period. If you're just joining us, second half of the doubleheader, Memphis Americans hosting the Columbus Rapids. Ball just out of the reach of Garcia. Sliwa comes out of his box. There's a drive. There's a handball, and that's going to be a big problem for Peter Sliwa.
That's a card.
But what color will it be? He's way out of his box. That's a blue card, so that's 2 minutes. And now someone will have to serve for the Memphis Americans.
Penalty kill.
Let's take a look at this. Well, here's the original.
That was the original penalty a couple minutes ago.
Yeah. Now, what we're going to have here is a penalty shot. This is where, on the whistle, Chris Strickland's explaining this, is that Brandon Cervantes, once he touches it, everybody else other than Sliwa is lined up at midfield, and then they can come screaming in. And Corey Adamson, not on the line yet.
Still getting his players set.
So here comes Brandon Cervantes, one-on-one from the yellow line with Peter Sliwa. 9:32 to go in the first period. We don't see this very often.
No, this is exciting.
We're ready for it, though.
Yeah. Chris
Strickland checks the lines with Eric Phillips. Everybody is set, and here comes Cervantes. Out comes Sliwa. There's a drive. Save by Peter Sliwa. Indonzako comes flying in, gets a piece of it, and Sliwa, as the ball is toe-poked along the boards, he's able to pick it up. And Memphis gets away with it.
Beautiful save, Peter Sliwa. Calm, cool, collected. Thank you very much.
And now he'll walk up beyond the yellow line. He's far side as Adamson is near side. Now a switch. Taken down by Columbus. Indonzako will just pop it back up in the air to let Memphis reset. Well taken by Columbus. Arteaga. And now Gustavo Aldana goes far side boards. Adamson is there. He'll poke that to Indonzako. Aldana. And now Adamson able to get it out at least to the yellow line. Switched back across. Scissor kick! And that's going to be up and over as Eric Sanchez lets fly. We saw a scissor kick in the women's match too.
That's a second scissor kick and a little bit of different formation from the penalty kill here for the Memphis Americans, going diamond pattern instead of their usual box. We'll see if that plays out better for them this time around because it did not pan out well last week.
There'll be a nice time killer there for Memphis as the foul is against Columbus. Memphis with the restart. It's a good dummy by Adamson. And now Djordjevic getting pressed. Adamson quickly gets it to Sliwa. Sliwa has a touch. Nice and easy. No rush yet. Sliwa's got to get back in goal, though. Adamson with a harassing play. There's a ball over the top. Oh, and off the shoulder of Sliwa. Another drive, and that is blocked by Gio Alvarado. Now both teams are at full strength. Here comes Gio Garcia back out for the Memphis Americans.
Boy, Peter Sliwa just does not panic in those situations. I'll do the panicking for you, Peter. Don't worry about it. Me and every other Memphis Americans fan.
Oh, goodness gracious me.
So cool back there, no problem.
But credit to the Columbus Rapids. They've come out firing with intent. And now Djordjevic, who would much rather be at the other yellow line.
Yeah.
Sends Bernardo Ferreira. Long switch balls possible here from Memphis. Corey Adamson says, just keep going, I got this. He's walking slowly, showing off the tats on the arm. Good camera work. Now Garcia. Back near side to Bernardo Ferreira. Galizzi works toward the left foot, still has positioning along the inboards. Ball's deflected, no handball called there. Now Djordjevic just wanting some space. Ferreira looking for over the top. Oh, that's a clever ball, but good goalkeeping. Good anticipation by Alejandro Parra. It's not a three-line ball. That is headed by Arteaga. And here comes Memphis once again. 5:50 to go in the first period, no score.
Good ball on.
Ferreira, he's along the inboards, looking for a little bit of help. He's going to have to drop that back. He does to Indonzacco. Good work by Columbus. They're expending some energy, though, but so far so good. There's a ball off the end line. Galizzi lays it off. Is this an opportunity? No foul called by Eric Phillips. 50-50 ball, and I think rightfully so. Let's play on. Now Cervantes. Galizzi. Both keeping their feet. Credit to the big guys. There's a shot and a goal! Galizzi with a golazo!
Beautiful finish. Galizzi's been almost begging for that goal. Finally gets the payoff. What an outside shot. He takes it off the right. Boom. Thank you very much. And Zaka was right there. Credit. We had the position. That ball was in the net.
Maxey sets it for maximum firepower. The Memphis Americans lead by a score of 1-0. 4:33 to go here in the first period. Tell you what, thank goodness for that net, or that thing might have kept going for a little while. Columbus not looking to sit still. There's a drive, and that's just over the bar. It's Roteus.
Part of the glass came with that one, too. I'll tell you what, Tim, there's some physical play happening today. There's going to be ice baths after this match for sure between both sides. I love it. This is what you want to see in the NISL.
And that's just the announce booth.
Yeah. Here you go, Jordy.
There's a layoff, a shot, and a goal!
Wow.
Jalen Hill knocked the hill out of it.
Wow, there was no denying where that ball was going with that velocity. Thank you very much.
You called the shot. You said, come on, George.
Wow.
And again, second shot goes upper 90. Second goal from the Memphis Americans. A 2-0 lead, 2:58 to go in the first period. And as the Americans pick up a 2-goal lead, now the question becomes, how much energy will Columbus have to expend to get back in this game?
I before match, pregame, we sitting here saying, what did the Memphis Americans do? Do they go hammer down? And that's exactly what we've seen. Goals don't matter, or seemingly not, because the attack is still there.
Cervantes with a drive. That is off the shoulder of Sliwa. Another drive. That's going to be off the boot of Corey Adamson and out for a corner kick.
Still a ton of time left, though, Tim. I mean, I understand it's 2-0, and yet we're still in the first quarter.
It's a ball floated across the box, settled down. Adamson there, bottom of the boot. And then Bernardo Ferreira just happy to clear that out to Garcia to just buy some space for Memphis. Now this will come back far side. Cervantes again. Boy, that's been an interesting matchup. There's a drive.
Wow, he wants that back.
Gaping open net, and that is a drive up high and out for a Memphis restart. That could have been the moment right there to have stolen a goal right back here with 1:20 to go in the first period.
And you have to compose yourself in that moment. Right there, I understand there's a wide open net. I mean, just leans back and hits it high.
Memphis, and across the near side of the goal and then driven.
Corey kicking field goals.
Almost hit the spy balloon. You didn't have that on your bingo card today, did you? All right, restart of play here. 40 seconds to go in the first period. Georget maintains possession at the yellow line. Left-footed shot. Did that get a piece of a Columbus defender? Doesn't look like it did. I think that one.
I thought it did, but rose-colored glasses as the kids fight for the ball. You got to throw it back there. There
That's a good arm right there.
There it is. Future keeper.
Yeah, our middle reliever, one of the two. All right, final 10 seconds here in the first quarter. Good read by Castro. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and he won't get the shot off in time. And that'll do it in the first quarter. Memphis, 2 beautiful goals. They come out on the front foot. They lead this one by a score of 2-0. We'll take a quick break, come back with first quarter stats. You're watching the National Indoor Soccer League. Welcome back. Coming up on the second quarter action, Memphis Americans 2, Columbus Rapids 0. Tim Van Horn, Brody Scott from the Lander Center in South Haven, Mississippi. Shots on goal, 8-5 in favor of Columbus, but Memphis has been precise in their finishing. They've done a terrific job, and also they have survived a penalty shootout opportunity by the Rapids. And you need to rapidly get over to YouTube and check out all of the NISL action. You can check it all out at NISL Pro. All league games stream for free this season. The full league schedule can be found at nislpro.com. You can also find results of all league games, player stats, and all other National Indoor Soccer League news. You can also sign up for Columbus's Richard Holdridge fan club, the broadcaster for the Columbus Rapids. Want to send a shout out to all the great folks in the Columbus, Georgia area, and to Richard. And I know he serves our country. We love Richard, and we appreciate all the clubs here in the NISL. Tim Van Horn, Brody Scott with you. Second quarter underway, and the Memphis Americans moving left to right on the screen. Peter Sliwa airmailing the ball down to Galizzi. Galizzi has one goal already. There's a shot that rolls low and wide. Wow. Stephen McIntosh basically shoved down to the ground, and that will be a foul against the Americans. That'll be their second foul of the match. One foul for Columbus.
Even though we've seen a penalty already, Tim, it's good to see that the refs are letting them play, letting the hard yet physical play happen, and this is fun.
Easily scooped up by Alejandro Parra. Jacob Kisner. And here come the Rapids.
With numbers closing.
Laid off a shot. Is that going to roll in? Oh, just wide. Man down on the field. He does get back up, though. That is Robert Arteaga. Only 3 subs on the bench for Columbus. Over the top to Paulo Indonzaco. He's going to wait for some help, but Stephen McIntosh does a terrific job of getting Columbus out of danger. That caroms around the boards, and then that's going to be off of a Memphis player, off of Alvarado, and that will be a restart for Columbus. Say what you will, shorthanded on this road trip, women and the men. Columbus win the game. There's another foul for Memphis. That'll be their third. Say what you will about Columbus. They won the first game with a short bench, and now here they've outshot Memphis in the first period, so it has been a signal of intent. The question is, when you're playing out in front, you can conserve, but can you play efficiently from behind and still try to close that gap?
I was just about to say, and albeit two different mindsets with these two matches here from Columbus. You've got one playing very defensive with the women, and it worked out well. You've got an attacking kind of mentality with the men. Let's see if it works out well.
Sliwa with a drive. I've been wanting to say that all season. Oh, and then the Shankopotamus kick. That one goes near side. Saved, though. Hey. Out of trouble. Here's Hill, and a diving save. Oh, that's a nice job by Parra, parrying it away from the net. So a little pinball action here. So in a matter of seconds, Sliwa takes a shot, then is in jeopardy, shanks the ball, but gets out of trouble.
He shanked it away, in all fairness.
Yeah.
That's, you know.
Scuff the old pitching wedge. By the way, I see off behind the Columbus goal, we've got cheer squad. We're going to have some spirit at halftime, so this should be fun. Oh, and down goes Galizzi. No whistle by Chris Strickland, though. Djordjevic spinning, looking for help. Oh, and Adamson with a one-timer, and that one is touched up and over and headed over to the DJ booth.
Bartlett Panther Palm getting ready for halftime.
All right. We may have to leave one of the mics on for the music, for the halftime entertainment for our YouTube audience. We appreciate them sticking around. All right, here comes Columbus now up, and just as quickly as they're heading downfield, Arteaga is stripped by Castro. Now Galizzi in for Memphis, but McIntosh falling away, clears that out to the corner. Galizzi, and just wide of the goal. Parra breathing a sigh of relief there, and now Adamson back to the middle of the pitch, and now this is going to be cleared out for Cervantes. Cervantes one-on-one with Sliwa, goes near post off the boards, rebound, no chance on the first bite of the apple, and now cleared away by Memphis, and again, Memphis catches a break off of the rebound.
Props to Corey Adamson coming back for his goaltender to clear that ball away.
There's an entry pass, looking for Aldana. Sniffed out by Sliwa. So Columbus, you would think with a short bench, would be very intentional with their opportunities, but they are playing at a high tempo. And credit to them for bringing that here to the Lander Center tonight. Oh, and there's a missed touch by Ferreira. He rolls over his boot and out for a restart for Columbus. Valdivia, long ball headed down, but right to Sliwa. No problem there. He'll no-look the wrong.
Getting silly.
He ups the level of difficulty for no reason. You got to love that. How'd you like to be at the Thanksgiving table and you ask him to pass the mashed potatoes? You don't know if he's going to throw them, slide them, or send across.
Does he take the shot himself?
Sliwa with a skip pass to Ferreira. He's looking for Hill. Jalen Hill. There's a drive by Adamson, and that is knocked down inside the box. Columbus, but Memphis maintains possession. McIntosh coming out for Corey Adamson. Over to Bernardo Ferreira. Ndenzako, one-timer. That's going to be off the boards by Bernardo, and that's up and over the glass. 8:52 to go in the first half. Memphis leads this one by 2 goals to nil. Tim Van Horn, Brody Scott with you at the Lander Center.
I think Ferreira's got that green light to take that shot, Tim. I mean, he's made it there before. No problem, no questions asked, so.
There's a steal by Djordjevic. Memphis will keep possession after Torricelli gives the ball away. Djordjevic for Castro with a drive. That's deflected off of Torricelli.
What a first touch.
He's got the layoff to Castro. There's a drive, and that is just high. And then the rebound up and away. And rather, let me give credit where it's due. That was actually Rafael Ayala. Rafael with the original drive. 7:50 to go here in the second period. Torricelli just looking for some help. He switches it across field. He's got Valdivia. Looking for some help, but a little miscommunication, but they do finally get it all the way back. Sanchez slides it back to Para. Now along the near boards. A little bit of a push there, but still maintaining possession. Good job by Aldana to maintain possession. He's got the drop if he wants it, but it has to be quick. Instead, he's going to buy a little bit of space. That's chested down by Castro.
Whoa.
Now he's taken down. Nothing malicious. Looks like some boots got tangled up there.
Good call. I mean, they saw the extended arm. You have to make that call. It's kind of obvious at that point. So,
third foul for the Rapids, 4 for the Americans. 8 sends you to the sin bin.
I imagine as the game wears on.
Shot at all, and a nice save by Para. What an interesting sequence there, Brody, because Hill had been taken down, still used the bottom of his boot to set up Djordjevic, but a beautiful save by Para. Could have been a skill there. That was an enjoyable moment.
I understand the no call. I get it. Both players fighting for that position.
Here's an over-the-top ball. Sliwa calmly takes it. Are you kidding me?
I told you.
He's even grinning.
I worry enough for the both of us, bud.
There's a shot by Djordjevic, just wide of the goal of Para.
Nice.
Oh,
nice footwork.
Oh, that's good 1-2 work. Just could not connect with Tahul. And now Tahul. There's a shot. He'll go near post. Batted away by Peter Sliwa. Maintains possession, maintained by Columbus. Now Stephen McIntosh coming near side to Arteaga. He'll study the scene. He'll drop it back to the point at midfield. Memphis in a 1-2-2. Now they'll bring up pressure to 3 in the neutral zone. Ferreira forces him to the inside. There's a one-on-one save by Sliwa. And then turns and boxes out well to capture the rebound. Here come the Memphis Americans. Maxi Galeazzi, he had the opening goal. No goals here in the second period. Memphis with 2 in the first stanza. Just over 5 minutes to go. Galeazzi, left-footed off the boards, looking for some help. A drive and a goal! Samuel Castro.
One-timer, thank you very much. Let me bury this in the bottom corner this time. Good change of pace, if you will.
I'll be very interested to see the replay on this one because I don't think it's just skill alone. I think it's the mental aspect, the anticipation of where that ball is going to come and to be able to react so quickly. Here's another look at this. Here comes the drive in, and look at that. That is about hip high, and he just puts the top of his boot, the laces right through it, textbook. And now we've got a timeout on the field. This is going to be for the Columbus Rapids. 4:12 to go in the second quarter. Memphis Americans with a Samuel Castro goal extend their lead to 3-0. It's a beautiful way to start the weekend for the Mid-South. We had some great weather, had some rain, and now folks are indoors to enjoy the end of the weekend. But wherever you are, indoors or outdoors, wherever you go, you need a realtor that's going to have your back wherever you stay. Now's a great time to give a shout out to our friends at the Haynes Group. They can help you find your dream home. When it comes time for you to buy or sell, they specialize in luxury real estate. Check out Haynes Group, the Haynes Group for all of your real estate needs.
They got that real estate on the back of the jerseys there, Tim.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they got some good real estate on the back. That's prime real estate. By the way, bring the group out to the next game or any of the home games. Group tickets start at $15. The kids love it. The grown-ups love it. It's just fun for everyone. It's climate controlled. You don't have to worry about the rain, the sleet, the snow, the wind, the locusts, anything. This is great.
Well, I'm watching my kids right now. They're in the stands right now with my brother. The whole family's just having a great time over there, just taking in all of this action. Great 2 matches that we're taking in here at the Landers Center from the Columbus Rapids and the Memphis Americans.
If you're Columbus, I think we got to keep trying. You got to keep trying to crack a goal, but you've also just take this as a breather. If you're Memphis, if you're Corey Adamson, you're thinking we're at 3-0. If we can get one more, this game's pretty much put to bed. Because then you have Columbus running ragged second half.
Yeah, here's where you got to start kind of conserving is watch those fouls. I mean, the Americans with 4 fouls, the Rapids with 3, and with the frustration mounting and building, you might start seeing a little bit more of a physical, maybe not so legal play.
Goals by Galizzi, by Hill, and by Castro are the difference tonight for Memphis. George Georgievich with an assist, also Maxi Galizzi with an assist this evening as well. So we'll restart this. 4:12 to go in the second quarter. This comes on the heels of the Samuel Castro goal off of the rebound, and we are back underway here at the Landers Center. Memphis putting the pressure on. Here's Hill. He'll maintain control, but then it rolls to McIntosh. He's able to get it out of trouble with Para. Back to Bernardo Ferreira and to Peter Sliwa.
I think you close down on Hill as much as possible. You just do not let him put another screamer past you.
Giovanni Garcia to Adamson. Now along the near boards. There's a drive, and that is up. Ooh. Did I hit the new Jumbotron there, or below?
I hope right below.
Hey, man. You got this on payment plan. Don't be hitting the big scoreboard, okay?
Boys.
We just got it.
Come on, head down.
Para with the long throw, but that is quickly picked up by Memphis. McIntosh will send that all the way back to Para. He's able to control that, get it away after pressure by Galizzi, though. Good job by Maxi to force the ball out, and that's going to be a restart at the top of the arc. Is it time for a Corey Adamson special? We haven't seen him take one tonight. Now, last game we saw all short restarts to the right, and he does, and the men do it. Shot at a goal. Who got it though? Was it George or was it Bernardo?
Lordy, there's Jordy celebrating like he's the one that did it, but I don't know. Let's check the replay.
Did it get the inside of the post or did it get an American's leg? Here's a great look.
Yeah.
No, it's George. It's time for a new prescription for me because that was George and only George.
There can be only one to that Highlander low-lying.
So the Americans now extend their lead to 4-0 off of the restart. It's an Adamson special. Just over 2 minutes to go here in the first half. And now Memphis with pressing too high. Now 3-4 in the neutral zone. Samuel Castro's forced to backpedal as Columbus does break the press. They don't quite have the numbers, and now digging it back out of trouble. Back to Aldana. Aldana will go near side to Arteaga, to McIntosh. Looking for some help along the boards. Instead tries for the switch, but Galizzi is there with the steal. Shoulder to shoulder, nothing bad there. And now Galizzi wants a foul, but he's not going to get it. There's a one-timer, and that is up and over by Eric Sanchez. And that'll be a restart for Memphis. Leo asking, what's the deal with the
shoulder to the shoulder? And, listen, I think that's a 50-50 ball. I think at this point, it's been physical all game, guys. What do you want me to do? I can't start calling it now.
Coming down to the final minute of play in the first half, Memphis commanding 4-0 lead. There's a long through ball to Galizzi. Looking for some help on the far side. He maintains possession, though. McIntosh not giving much breathing room. Good job of defending, and now Columbus reclaim the ball. They'll fire up a skip pass up the line, and Arteaga switches fields to the near side. Let's see what they can do here in these final 30 seconds. If they could just get something on the board, that would be definitely a morale boost. Now a 1-2 with Adamson and Sliwa. Garcia gets into the mix. A long ball down and unmarked. Is that Gio Alvarado?
That ball goes out. Bad first touch. He wants that one back.
Those are the ones where you probably need melatonin to get to sleep on.
Yeah.
Because you lose sleep over those. And now Alvarado's got to back up. Chris Strickland says, back it up. Big switch over to Parra. Parra will launch long if he can. He does. Will it stay in? It does. Down to 7 seconds. Will they get a chance for a shot off? There's a drive. Sliwa with a save and still alive. Horn finally sounds, thankfully for the Americans, as one last push by the Columbus Rapids. Listen, credit to them, a bench of only 3 fighting down to the last seconds here in the first half. So, unlike last game where the Columbus women came out on the front foot, it was the Memphis Americans that have been on the front foot and have stayed on the front foot. For Memphis, Corey Adamson's got to be pleased. What's the message for Columbus here?
I think at this point you got to start just taking the shots. I know it sounds like we're repeating what the Memphis Americans had to do with the women's match, and yet, you got to get the ball right. You got to get some possession. Maybe that's it. Maybe start gaining some possession time, making smarter passes, and less slow the ball down, okay?
Coming up, we're going to have a look at those halftime stats, but we're also going to have the audio up here. We've got some halftime fun. Bartlett Cheer is here to cheer you up. So whether you're an Americans fan or a Rapids fan, never fear. We're going to give you some cheer. That's coming up next. We'll have that audio turned right back up here momentarily. You're watching the National Indoor Soccer League. The Bartlett Panther Palm. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with your first half stats and second half action. It's National Indoor Soccer League action. All right, welcome back. We are just a moment away from restarting this match. Second half action on the way. National Indoor Soccer League. You see the scoreboard in the distance. Memphis Americans lead the Columbus Rapids by a score of 4-0. Hi, I'm Tim Van Horn, and with me is Brody Scott, and we have seen a game effort by the Columbus Rapids, just 3 on the bench. Yeah. What we've seen out of them is they've had to be disciplined. Memphis been able to, unlike the women, which again, a short bench by Columbus, the men have been able to crack the code. The Memphis men have been successful, picking up 2 goals in the first period, 2 goals in the second period. And now, I mean, it's a massive ask for Coach Chris Mahaffey, who is player coach on this road trip for Columbus. Shots on goal, by the way, in the second period favored Memphis 6-4, but Columbus on the totality, 12-11, but you bring up a terrific point at the end of the first half, and it's critical for Columbus, rather, to get more quality shots. Yeah. But on the flip side of that, it's been some excellent goalkeeping by Peter Sliwa, because we could have, I believe, easily have seen it 1, if not 2 goals from the Rapids. But they just got to keep on throwing it at the goal at this point. But the question becomes, how much energy do you expend? Because the more you expend, the more likely this game gets further out of hand. I think if they can come out and scratch something in the first 5 to 7 minutes, perhaps they might be onto something.
And, you know,
maybe
it's going to be interesting. I see Matt Klink starting to warm up for the Memphis Americans. We could have a change in the back where Peter Sliwa is going to take some bench time here in the second. And so there might be an opening. There might be daylight. I think what it's going to come down to is time of possession now. Can Columbus maintain the possession of the ball just for a little bit, just to slow things down, because you're going to need that slower pace moving forward, especially with, like we said, 3 on the bench.
So Matthew Klink in goal now for the Memphis Americans. I see his dad is in attendance this evening. Yeah. He's going to be watching Matthew. Matthew, this is good. He's going to get some quality minutes opportunity, especially when he's able to travel and Peter Sliwa cannot.
Yes.
It's going to be on his shoulder. So this simply makes sense. Give him a chance to do so. And we are underway here in the second half of action. The women earlier today, the Columbus women, big winners earlier on. There's a drive, and Matthew Klink right away.
First save in front of Dad.
Yep. Sporting the mustache too. That's a new thing. The mustache. The mustache game is on point. All right, Corey Adamson, skip pass to Maxi Galizzi. It's got Bernardo Ferreira to the left. Instead, he'll drive it right at the keeper, Para. Para able to corral that. Long throw, but picked off by Adamson, but then right away intercepted by Sanchez. Sanchez to Huell. There's a header and parried away by Klink. Called into action early and often. Nice job by Matthew Klink, and a foul against on Indonzako. And Memphis gets a little bit of breather here in the first minute of action as Klink.
Two great back-to-back saves there. Fantastic.
Yeah,
good awareness.
Matthew Klink did not exactly get to slowly acclimate himself to National Indoor Soccer League action. That's the way it ought to be.
Here's fish fry.
Castro on the far side. He'll walk it up to midfield to Garcia. Garcia plays a diagonal to Djordjevic. Djordjevic had the fourth goal of the evening off of the free kick from Adamson. Garcia, he's got to look here if he wants it. He goes near side, high off the glass, headed down. Nicely done to Huell. Klink, nice stays save. Right just inside the box. Beautiful save.
Nice save.
Chris Strickland got a good look at that. It depends on where the ball is. The body can be out of the box, and as long as the contact with the ball is made inside the box with the body part, then he's just fine. So legally on point with that save. Here's Indonzako. No rush here. Memphis will run their offense. Jalen Hill.
This is exactly what I was talking about. You want to maintain possession as much as possible, slowing this game down just a little bit.
Aldana getting hassled by Djordjevic. That'll be the fifth foul against the Americans. Now the ball down deep for Columbus. Far side. Oh, there's a chance for a one-timer just over the foot of Cesar Tuhuel. Stephen McIntosh.
If you're Columbus, that's exactly what you wanted.
Valdivia. Not a lot of mustard on that pass, and that allowed an opportunity, and now a takedown of Hill. Will this be a penalty? No, just a foul, but still, nonetheless, it'll be.
I think if you're Hill, you have every right to complain that that's not a penalty, and yet.
5 fouls against each team. We get to 8. Be a free trip to the sin bin, on all-inclusive. You get free water over there. Here's another look at that. Yeah, just a little nudge down. It was a foul, wasn't it?
Sure.
Wasn't vicious. Although everything burns on AstroTurf.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Here's Bernardo Ferreira. Off the boards, McIntosh nudged down. There's a drive shot and a goal. Gio Alvarado. McIntosh is pleading his case that he was nudged down, that impacted the play. Memphis played on, and they reaped the benefits. Here's another look at that. Gio able to settle the ball, plays it on the half volley, keeps it low. Para, no chance. Memphis leads this one by a score of 5-0.
I understand if I'm McIntosh, I'm going to start pleading that, and yet you have to play the whistle. You cannot stop on the play. That's You know, very, very, very few times do referees say, oh, you know what? You're right.
Very few spouses do that as well,
yeah,
to be fair.
No.
Although mine does. She's wonderful.
Wow.
All right, there's a foul. It's going to be a free kick in a dangerous spot for Columbus. 6th foul against Memphis. Valdivia standing over the ball. We'll see if this is one where they run through the slot or if they'll play this off the glass. Torcelli with a drive. Oh, Klink,
Nice.
smart play.
Nice.
Just scoops that out and away.
Good awareness by Klink to understand, oh, that's not my guy.
Torcelli to McIntosh. McIntosh plays that down low, but that is cut out by Memphis. And Djordjevic. Oh, and Galeazzi with the leg sweep.
That
Played-
one might start arguing a little bit harder for a card there.
Played through the ball. That'll be the 6th foul. Each team with a half dozen. I think we may see a power play before the night's over.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting up there in the fouls, so.
Arteaga for Tehul. McIntosh in double coverage. He'll cut to the outside, break that coverage, but only as far as Adamson. Adamson, though, loses it right back to McIntosh. And now Hill.
Good play off the ball.
Columbus fighting through the play. Referee's letting them play on. It's a grown-ups game. Oh, and Gio's disappointed with himself. He had a runner going near side.
That's when you're leading the guy. I see it. Oh, hey, there's a guy there in the middle. Defender right in the right spot.
Gustavo Aldana switches near field to Torcelli. There's a drive. That is blocked by Castro.
Uh-oh.
Castro's got some space on the near side. McIntosh does a good job closing it down, though. He's got a moment to collect himself, but he's got to move quickly. Para takes the first touch, second touch now to Aldana, and then an arm to the face by Andon Zacco. That'll be the 7th foul against Memphis.
Arm got locked up high. I don't think it was intentional, and yet that arm just got locked up real high.
Yeah, here's another look at that, Brody. Yeah, once you get caught up and yeah. So next foul by the Memphis Americans, that will send one of the players in for a 2-minute penalty. Gives me an opportunity to tell you, this is our tip number 2 for the day from GoPro Restoration. Leaving home for an extended period of time, turn off your water main so that you don't come home to a flooded house. That would stink. Find them online and follow on social media for more weather tips. Thank you, GoPro Restoration, for your partnership with the Memphis Americans. Yeah, you don't want to come back to a flood.
No.
Yeah, that's not a
and it's weird up and down. I mean, welcome to the Mid-South. We joke all the time here in Memphis about you don't know if you're going to pack a parka or a swimsuit. Well, that would be the reason why. It looks like Nzaka's headed to the bench.
Yeah, it looks like Eric Phillips is going to send Paulo Indonzacco to the bench for 2 minutes here. This will be the second penalty against the Memphis Americans this evening. It comes with 7:16 remaining in the third quarter. I keep wanting to call them the Colorado Rapids because Tim Howard played there. Columbus Rapids trail 5-0. Stephen McIntosh will take the restart here. And so we've got 5-on-4 here for the next couple of minutes. Diamond formation, a 1-2-1 for Memphis on defense. Nice job by Bernardo Ferreira letting Matthew Klink
He's got 5 seconds to get rid of that ball.
pick up the ball. That's exactly right, and a good throw
Beautiful.
Alvarado with a bump in the back gets away with it, though. There's a kick straight up and out. I don't think that'll be a corner. It'll be a restart at the top of the arc.
Top of the arc, yeah. We could see a shorthanded.
Wouldn't that be something?
Hey.
So Adamson will take this. Now, they got to be careful because they are shorthanded, and there's nobody behind Adamson except Matthew Klink and his mustache, which, again, strong mustache game, strong goalkeeping game. Left-footed drive, yes or no? The chip shot, looked for the head of Ferreira. There's a header by Alvarado. That's taken down by Para. Now they'll try to break. Memphis does do a good job of getting back with Adamson and Djordjevic. There's the layoff for Torricelli, and it's blocked right into the left hip of the Memphis defense.
Body, I love it.
That was Alvarado. There's a drive chested down by Adamson with those big muscular pecs right to Matthew Klink.
How about the sacrifice from your defense? You got to love that. Matt Klink owes another dinner.
McIntosh winning the battle against Ferreira for the takeaway. But here's a takeaway maybe by Ferreira. Oh, and he's down by the keeper, and it's to the sin bin. Smart play, though, because if he gets away, it's a goal.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
I don't either.
Not that I would ever do that, but.
Oh, I would.
So what we have here, because this is a foul by the goalkeeper outside the box, this is going to be a shootout opportunity for Memphis. Here it is again. Look at the hustle here. No foul there. That's a great play by Para. But then look at this reach here. Yeah. And then the right leg into the Achilles is the issue. And that's the foul. So we saw this earlier in the match.
Hadn't seen one in 2 seasons. Now I've seen 2 tonight. This is great.
So here is Corey Adamson. As soon as he touches the ball, everybody else who is at midfield, other than the keeper and Adamson, will be able to sprint in. And here we go. Shot and a save. Ooh. Yes. Nicely done by Para.
Nicely done.
Tell you what, it had enough oomph and height on it that could have, if on target, that would have gone in. All right, so Memphis now out of the box, and now they'll have a power play for the next minute 50 or so. Serving that time will be Jacob Kisner.
Good penalty kill there.
There's the layoff shot. Oh, just wide by Adamson. He wants to get himself onto the score sheet with a goal. He's got an assist already, and now Ferreira will direct traffic. Over to Adamson onto the corner. I think that maybe was a little too far out in front of Adamson. And there's a foul against Adamson. That'll be the 7th foul against Memphis, a foul on Aldana. And Memphis will go back to the box with the next foul. Memphis has to be careful here. They've got the man advantage. Torricelli.
Kudos to Columbus here for not taking the back foot.
Good decisive play by Matthew Klink. Gets that out, and that'll be a restart at the top of the arc. Shorthanded opportunity for Columbus. 4:13 to go in the third period.
Worked out well for Memphis. Let's see if it works out just as well for Columbus.
You know, there's a red dot just outside the top of the arc. There's Torricelli. That ball is blocked and away. There's a drive by Aldana. Nicely done by Adamson. Shorthanded, but maintaining possession. There's a steal by Ndenzako. He's got George. Oh, George one-on-one with Para. There's a drive just wide, and Ndenzako's not going to be able to corral it, and it is going to go out for a restart. Columbus quickly going, trying to catch Memphis on a partial line switch. And here they come, down the near side. Arteaga cuts inside. He's got Torricelli. There's a drive, a shot, wide right of the goal. Now chested down by Galizzi. Taken down, though, by Columbus. There's a shot and a beautiful goal by Robert Arteaga. Well taken. Take a look at this. There's the initial drive off the boards. Klink, no chance there. And then the rebound.
Torricelli just sticking with it.
Well, and to credit Arteaga. He and Torricelli just stayed with the play.
Yeah.
And we're all over that. So well done goal here with just over 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
If you're going to give me a chance to shoot, I'm going to take it. That's what that mentality's got to be. Just a little killer instinct, if you will, and Torricelli taking every advantage of it.
Americans lead this one 5-1. Columbus scratches one out, though. Nicely done. Klink looking for the entry pass to Galizzi. McIntosh, Johnny on the spot, picks that up. Now to Huell, trying to shake the defender. Klink watches this one sail across the box. Gio Alvarado mixes it up.
Very physical play moving into the half.
Oh, here comes Galizzi. He's got one man to beat. Nicely stood up by Aldana, though. Well done. Oh. And then I think he hits the X button and the Y button at the same time for the spin move.
Whoa.
Put off just ever so slightly. No foul. Here comes Gio Alvarado and the Americans. They've got two. Indonzacco now on the sub. They've got 3-on-3. Memphis instead will take their time here with about 1:20 to go. There's a drive. Settled down, though, by Valdivia. To Huell. Sammy Valdivia. Back to McIntosh at the point. He'll bring it back near side to Arteaga. He has the goal for Columbus.
Nice footwork.
Remember, Memphis on 7 fouls, Columbus on 6. Here's a drive. That is blocked by Djordjevic. Here comes Indonzacco. 3-on-1 if they want to press the issue. Will he go to Castro? He does. Right side, far side, back across to Galizzi, and he's got himself a brace. Beautiful team goal by the Memphis Americans, and they've re-extended their lead to 5. It's now 6-1. Indonzacco to Castro. The discipline with the outside of the boot. Oh, Brody, it hit the inside of the bar. He almost bottled it.
He played a little with fire there, and yet still gets the brace. You can't help but think of the old figure 8 drills that go in to a little bit of that.
And so the Memphis Americans in the third quarter with the goal. The horn has sounded. Columbus says, well, hang on a second. How much time do we get to run off before restarting the match? The intermission clock has already began running. They're doing promotions on the field.
I think they've lost this battle.
Yeah. I think, this is one that they are not going to win. We'll be back in just a moment. At the end of 3 periods, it's Memphis Americans 6, the Columbus Rapids 1. We'll be back here watching National Indoor Soccer League action.
All right, she's going with C3, and you know what? That is correct. So check this out. You're going home with 2 free tickets to the next game on March 25th and an Americans Rally Towel. Fans, give it up for Jolie.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action about to start here at the Lander Center in South Haven, Mississippi. The Memphis Americans at home lead the Columbus Rapids 6-1. Tim Van Horn, Brody Scott with you in the third period. Shots on goal, 9-6 in favor of Columbus. Columbus did scratch out a beautiful goal in the third period, but Memphis struck with two. There's Corey Adamson, and right off of the kickoff, just 11 seconds in, he shoots, he scores! Corey Adamson from about 15 feet outside the yellow line catches Para. And just like that, the Americans have extended their lead to 7-1. We haven't even finished our quarterly reset here. Memphis with 7 fouls, 6 with Columbus. Next time there's a Memphis foul, Columbus will go on the power play. But Memphis continuing to add a cushion to their lead. No fouls called. Play on, and now we've got a whistle, and this will be against whom? I think it will be against Columbus for playing it on the ground. That would be the 7th foul against Columbus. And now Eric Phillips will mark off. This isn't Dorzelli. We'll just turn around and take a step back. Back underway here. Djordjevic looking for Hill. Nicely corralled by Para. And Columbus will try to break out of their zone. Ferreira to George. George tries the right-footed pass, but it is intercepted. And here comes Columbus. Picked off by Adamson. Will he go back to Sliwa? Or rather to Klink, he does. And to Ndenzako. And Columbus will back off of their press. Here's Djordjevic. He's got Galizzi on a through ball, but that is well picked out by Sanchez. Sanchez back to McIntosh. Couple of options here. Goes far side to Valdivia. To Sanchez. Sanchez. And we've got a foul. We've got a foul against Adamson, and that'll be the 8th team foul. I believe. I see the blue card come out by Eric Phillips.
I'm not really sure what he called there, though.
Clock has stopped, 12:24. And it is the 8th team foul. And so the Americans will designate, I believe that'll be Samuel Castro that will go into the box, or rather it is Rafael Ayala who will go into the sin bin for 2 minutes. And so Columbus will go on the power play here with 12:24 to go in the fourth quarter. They trail by 6. Memphis in the diamond, a 1-2-1. Looking for some sort of an opening. There's a drive, and that is off wide and to the right. Ndenzako clears the zone, but only briefly. And now Jacob Kisner will give chase. And Alejandro Para corrals it for Columbus. There's a headed shot. Klink with a hand on it and then pushed across the goal line. I believe that went in the goal. It did.
Yeah, just past the line. Matt Klink, fantastic to get at least one hand on it. Could not get his defenders to clear the ball for him. And just kind of hitters in there.
I think once it got caught underneath his legs, let's take a look here. He goes across the goal. Adamson, I think, tries to settle it down, but the toe poke, the double toe poke by Cesar to Huell was the difference there. And that'll be goal number 2 for Columbus. And they now trail by a score of 7-2 here with 11:19 to go in the fourth quarter. And I believe they're going to pop an assist on with Sammy Valdivia on the goal as well. So a goal apiece here in the first 4 minutes. If you took a restroom break, you missed a lot.
Corey Adamson dribbling right down the almost middle of the field there to take one himself.
Here's Galizzi. Nicely read by McIntosh, and there's a foul on Corey Adamson. We restart the fouls back to 1. That was a power play goal, by the way. Credit to the Columbus Rapids.
Well, and the Columbus Rapids have to be a little careful, too. They're sitting on 7 fouls themselves. So you can't get too ambitious here on trying to make up some ground.
Nicely chested down. There's McIntosh. Oh, I think he got his footing wrong there. Still came up with the ball. That one sails just wide of the goal. And now Djordjevic just looking to buy a little bit of space, a little bit of a break, dribbles his way out of trouble. Nicely done. He'll come back far side and then send a ball to Galizzi. It's a race, headed away by Para and out, and that'll go to the top of the key.
Great awareness by Djordjevic there to send the ball over to his man. Yes, a little bit strong, and yet still puts the ball at the top of the key there. Make something happen.
You got Alvarado to Adamson's left and Denzako to the right, and then you got Djordjevic. Will he run a screen? Lined up. Alvarado shot, well saved by Para. Memphis stays on the ball, though. Ferreira to Adamson, inside goal where Djordjevic tries to get a boot on it, just a deflection, and then cleared off of a Memphis American, but settled down quickly by Ndenzako. And then we've got a hold, and that's going to be the 8th foul against Columbus as Jacob Kisner for really a foul in the middle of nowhere, which would have done no good. Yeah, I guess if you're going to burn a foul.
That's not the time to do it, though, Tim. You got to be smarter than that. You're making some headway, at least a little bit, what you might feel is a little headway. You can't go blow it now.
So the Americans will go on the power play that'll here with about 8:59 to go in the game. By the way, when you're not at the game but looking for game day eats, check out one of our great partners, 10th Inning Bar and Grill at Snowden Grove. They've got a great menu that'll go the distance, whether it's extra innings, overtime, or even pregame. Check them out. Tell them thanks for supporting the Americans. Here's Bernardo Ferreira. He'll go right side to Adamson, and it's in the back of the net.
Wow. No denying that ball. Going top shelf. I'll go for the high dollar stuff, sir. Thank you very much. Pour me another.
Wow. Settles with the bottom of the boot, a nice slow roll, and then this is what I call a sedan goal. I'm rolling, so I'm going to lean back. And he just buries it in the upper 90. Beautiful goal by Corey Adamson. Memphis extends their lead now 8-2, 8:13 to go in the 4th quarter. There's a steal, Gio Alvarado.
Coach Corey having a little moment with his little one there.
McIntosh with the steal off of Castro. One man to beat. Turns it back. There's a drive. Oh, that's off the glass. Here comes Hill to put some pressure back on to Columbus. McIntosh down by the inboards. He's being jostled by Castro. Garcia and Hill. Nice work by Columbus, though, by Eric Sanchez. Back into the box. One-timer, headed down, and a goal. Oh, that's a dandy by Columbus. Get yourself some, Robert Arteaga.
Arteaga, that's all on you, sir. You earned it. You got it. Yes. Thank you very much.
Second goal of the game for Arteaga. Third for Columbus. They trail by a score of 8-3. Exactly 7 minutes to go in the game. Here's another look at it. The drive in. The volley was good, and then the header, he just never gave up. Valiant effort by Gio Alvarado to clear it off the line. Just didn't have enough room to get it done. So now 8-3 with 6:40 to go. You know, pop another couple of quick goals. This could get interesting. There's a deflected ball. That'll count as a save for the keeper. Para then turns right around and throws it out of bounds. Took a nasty hop there.
You know, this isn't the outdoor game, so, 5 goals, well, that seems like a lot. And yet, this is indoor. A lot can happen.
Here's Hill. No foul called there. Djordjevic. No, nothing there as well. It looked like he fell into the defender there. Djordjevic not happy. And now he's having words with Arteaga. Oh, here's a nice through ball. However, Ayala was waiting in the wings to pick that off. Now, Ayala tries to fight his way through a tackle, can't do it. Here comes the Rapids again. Aldana now over to Huell. Here's a one-timer. Oh, just got caught up under his feet. He had a left foot to drive that home. McIntosh now slides it over to Huell. Klink with a deflection and then just popped up and away by Ayala. Ferreira to Hill. Can Hill get away? No foul called here.
Oh, wow.
Torricelli to Huell. Shot hands up quickly. Nicely saved by Klink. There's a block by Georget. Indenzako. Torricelli along the boards. Pushed all the way back out now by Columbus. McIntosh. Chased down by Jalen Hill. Good hustle by Hill. Memphis up by 5, but he's not giving up. No foul called here. Chris Strickland says, let it go.
I think he has a right to complain there, Tim.
Play, gentlemen. Djordjevic off the boards, but only as far as Columbus. Columbus getting some wind in their sails here. Maxi Galizzi.
Oh, wow.
Good ball to Indenzako. Can he make hay out of this? There's Gio Alvarado. Oh, off the post. Missed opportunity for Memphis. Here comes Columbus the other way, but only as far as Bernardo Ferreira. Bernardo decides to have a go. Nicely played. One touch to Galizzi. And now we've got a foul. That'll be against Columbus. That'll be their first foul in this second rotation. 4-12. Time for some oxygen, Brody.
Yeah, a little chatty there after a few of these fouls, and yet I think a lot of it's, well, my goal was better than yours, and, well, we'll see you next time, huh?
Under 4 minutes to go now. Here's Galizzi.
Oh, boy.
And they're going to say a hold on Galizzi, shirt tug. And Columbus now 4-on-1 while the Americans tried to adjudicate that. Now Galizzi comes back and atones and gets the steal.
Good restart by Columbus. Hey, okay, you're going to call that on. Okay, let's go.
Giovanni Garcia looking for far side. Can't get it, though. Did not have Toto on my playlist today, but on my bingo card. I love it.
Me too. Toto going to be playing at the stadium up north?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, with Journey. It's in a few weeks.
Wow.
Matt Klink.
I always hoped that they would get here. I guess you just don't stop believing. Far side here. Here's Ayala. Djordjevic and Torricelli. There's a drive, and now we've finally got a foul, and Georget is asking for a card. He does not have that authority to do that. Therefore, he'll have to settle for the free kick, which the Americans have done very well on this evening.
Torricelli's like, hey, look at my ear. He popped me.
Do you play it short, or do you have somebody just screaming in out of the slot?
Oh.
Or do you just
give it to
hope somebody screams in from the slot? Here's Arteaga. He's on a brace. A hat trick would be a decent consolation for him. Working hard against Indenzako. Here's Kisner and Indenzako. I think that's going to be a foul against Indenzako. It'll be the third foul against Memphis with just under 2 minutes to go. There's a drive across to Huell. And that is, nice slide by Adamson. And he shows again reason number 43 why you wear the long tights in indoor soccer. Lots of strawberries possible. All right, we got a corner kick here, 1:35 to go. 8-3, Memphis wants to finish strong. Columbus would love to take another goal or two home as a consolation prize.
Whoa.
To drive off the near post.
Try to snake that one in.
Headed down by Hill. He'll give chase. And then I get all the way to Klink. Chuck Roberts using every ounce of voice he has left to let us know that it's the last minute of the fourth quarter. The public address announcer here.
Yeah, not enough credit goes to the PA for these double headers.
Here's Arteaga. Well, he would love to get a hat trick. That's going to be called back and then just launched. Will we have a delay here? We'll have it. Yeah, looks like we'll have a delay against Corey Adamson.
Well, is it?
Yeah, there's a blue card. Chris Strickland said, yeah. So that'll stop the clock. I mean, honestly, is it really an Americans game if Corey's not in trouble?
At least twice. Goes to the sin bin twice.
So Arteaga is outside. He's outside of the yellow line. He can have a go at this if he wanted to go for the hat trick. He does. Oh. And you don't blame him. Listen, you're down 5. What the heck?
You know, and this at this point, he kind of deserves it. As much heart as he's put into this this match, I understand you're playing down, but you're also playing down man. He deserves the hat trick, in my opinion.
All right, final 25 seconds. Over the top to Tehul. I'd love to see him get it back to Arteaga and see what he could do. He passes to McIntosh. McIntosh tries to go for the left foot. Galizzi.
Good footwork.
Who can he release here? Oh, does he release Alvarado? And the clock runs out.
It's one of those where you kind of wish you had a little bit more time just to watch him play out.
Just to see what would have happened, but nevertheless, the Americans will go home happy, taking the second half of this doubleheader. The women for Columbus. There I go again. The Columbus Rapids. The women win the first game. The men take the second game. The Memphis Americans win by a final score of 8-3 as Columbus. I tell you what, given the short bench of both teams, thought they came in and represented well, Brody.
If you're Banks as your coach for the women's club, you've got to be absolutely beside yourself pleased with how you came out and showed out. Columbus men, listen, nothing to shake a stick at. You played with heart. You came out here, gave it your all. Just the Americans, just too much to handle.
That'll do it here from South Haven, Mississippi. Shots on goal, 6-5 in the fourth quarter in favor of the Rapids. The Rapids, Corey Adamson will want to talk about this tomorrow morning or in postgame. Americans were outshot 27-22. That'll be something they'll want to work on for next time. Don't forget, you can go to NISLpro.com, and catch all of the action and all of the schedule. And we'll see you around next time. For Brody Scott, I'm Tim Van Horn. Thanks for joining us for this production of the National Indoor Soccer League.
Ants. For your best choice in pest control, call James Pest Management, 367-2006.